Hey, welcome everybody to another Saturday afternoon hangout with 3DHP. My name is Jerry, and we've got 4 people in the background. Let me say hi to a few people in chat, and I'll bring everybody in. Hello, Louise. How you doing? Stephen Poole. Hello. Hello, Karen. Let me go down the list here. Matt Farmer, Audra Murphy, Andrew Osmond. Hello. Dominic T64. Hello. Blasto Supreme. How's it going? All righty then. Let me bring in a bunch of people. Hey, Stephen Poole, how you doing? Brandon Knapp, my son. Hello, Brandon. Hey, John Mack. How is everyone? Let's bring in a bunch of people we got in the background here. In order, I'll bring them all in, and then we can start chatting. Hey, Liam, how you doing?
I'm first? Cool. I'm never first.
You're the winner today.
Hello,
Hey.
And Karen Decibel.
Hello, people.
Hello. Hey, Jeff Hutchins.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Cleo. So,
showing your good
you don't
side.
want to see my lower side.
You're going to show your good side.
Yeah.
How are we all doing today on this fine Saturday afternoon? About a week till Halloween.
It's cold.
So
I want it to be warm again. I don't like the cold.
Suck it up, big boy.
I spent the whole morning standing out in the street in Detroit giving out food to the poor and the
For
homeless.
you, Liam.
It's cold.
How many people in line said, "Can you give me more"?
Sorry?
Did anybody in line say, "Can you give me more"? Is that it?
I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry.
They asked for it. Can you give me any more? Like,
Yeah, no, there's no Oliver moments. Don't worry. Yeah, we gave them as much as they wanted. And it was a slow enough day today, but because it's been a while since we could do that because of COVID. But we're starting to do some stuff now. We're taking the precautions, obviously, but we're starting to do it. And most of these people who are living in those environments are high risk. So what we do, so we're taking precaution. And you don't need to do that, Jerry. People don't need to see my ugly mug. But we had a fairly good turnout, and like we'll be there again now next Saturday and the Saturday after that. Over time the numbers are going to grow because the word starts getting out that the service is back in operation again, because it's been 2 years since it could be done. So
I was talking to my son on the phone last night, and I have these bottles of water. I put a tea packet in them or whatever flavor, and I shake them up. I'm on the phone with him, and I didn't realize I had the cap off when I shook it up, and I kind of dumped it all.
Show us, Jerry. Do a replay. Let us see.
It was like this, and it just went everywhere. It was crazy. So.
Take the lid off. Show us what happened.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Hello, Dean. How you doing?
We didn't see it.
So what's new with you, Matt?
Believing.
What have you been up to, Matt? What's going on?
Well, I've been working on a project with Anycubic, designing lithophanes and for people to download and to print. One of the lithophane lamps, what I made. Hold on, let me focus.
Here we go.
The Halloween lamp.
That's Matt's morning. That's Matt just before lunch. There is Matt in mid-afternoon. Oh, look at the woman. And there's Matt when he's
he did not say it's Louise. He did not say that one was Louise, or he'd be in trouble.
I wouldn't do that. I know better.
I mean, the camera doesn't make it justice, you know. I have to put a different light bulb in. I will show it later again, because I'm going to switch the light bulb from there to there, because the other light bulb broke. But if you see this...
Yeah, when it's not too bright, it actually stands out better.
Yeah, on camera. It's just...
What do you use for your bulbs? Obviously your LEDs. What, 1 watt or half watt LEDs? Okay, Wi-Fi controllable. Okay, that's what you use, right? Alexa, what? 5.5 watt. Okay. I don't know how bright they were. That was all.
Yeah, I can make them brighter. I mean, hold on a second. Well, and I've been working on some other projects. Some lithophanes and STL, but I will let you guys know about this in the future.
Are you ready, Jamie?
Sure.
So what you been up to? How's it going? Other than breaking tripod stands.
I know. I just manhandled it and broke it. I've just been busting my butt on this Athena model. I'll give y'all a little sneak peek.
Whoa.
I'm printing the base, so I had to make my
Yeah,
own
yeah.
base.
That's the one you painted last week with the head. The head last week.
Yeah, Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie, I believe.
Look at this sword. How, well, not with that on it, but how awesome is that?
Beautiful.
And I did get her face finished.
You need more light.
Yeah, let me.
That looks realistic.
That's just showing off now.
Yeah.
That's just so
I don't
nice.
know why it won't focus.
I mean, look at the tiara on the top.
Yeah, practice
Back
makes
top of the head.
perfect.
That's just amazing.
There you go.
There you go. There we go. Yep.
Very nice. Skin tone's looking great. Her eyes look great.
Great.
Thank you. She's, well, I've got her taped up, but this is just base coat. She's, actually about 3 different colors of gold. So, but I mean, beautiful, beautiful model. This is my favorite so far.
Yeah. I'm colorblind. I do everything gray.
That's
Everything's
as
black
far
and
as
white with
Liam
you,
goes
Liam.
for his painting and
Yeah,
printing.
my painting stops at you can have gray, or you can have gray.
Grey.
That's it.
I need to
Practice
paint
makes
that
perfect.
Or
Yeah.
white with vinyl cut stickers on it, right?
So what's new, Karen? What are you up to?
Yep.
Well, I was testing out my oh, there we go. It's still stuck to the hot plate. It's literally just finished 15 minutes ago. It's not cool enough yet. Testing out a long print on the micro Swiss hot end on this printer.
Nice.
First long print, so it's 20-hour print. But let's see if it works. And then if it's cool enough, let's see. If it does, let's see if it fits.
Oh, cool.
Now you
That's
can't get
all.
it out.
Now we'll come back up.
Process.
Like that, magically come back up.
No, unfortunately, but it does come out. There we go. Look at that. Perfect.
You have to
Oh,
put a
nice.
servo in the bottom of it now.
Yeah, I know. But the other highlight of the week was Clockwork dropped a couple of new models.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Focusing, yeah, there you go. So that was one of them. I had to print this. The wife made you print this before I printed the can holder off, so I was a little pissed off. She won.
Rainbow filament,
So-
right?
Rainbow filament, silk, and that came out really, really, really nice.
nice.
Beautiful.
So that wasn't bad. So yeah, so a win. 2 prints in a row and they came out. And then of course you go for the small size. He did this one as well. This one focus. There we go. So this
Nice.
is a little trinket box.
Cool.
But of course being clock spring, of course it's got to have magnets in it.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
So apart from that, yeah, quite weak. But the 2020 print came out fine. The Micro Swiss did a good job, so happy with that.
And my castle is getting there. It says it's got a day and a half left. I went through 2 rolls of rainbow on the bottom, a roll of gold, almost a complete roll of bronze. Now I'm on the blue. And when I get done, I'm going to do a video on that. And the first one I did was much smaller years ago, and talk about it and how I cut the bottom off of it off. But it's getting there.
So some of the minarets are finished. So some of the
Well,
minarets,
thanks for that
the outside
print.
pepper pots are done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting there. It'll be done sometime tomorrow. It should be completely done.
So how many is that? 2, 3, 5 kilos so far?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the 5th one now, yeah.
That's a lot of material.
Yeah, 5% infill. So it's getting there. And then Amazon brought me a box a bit ago. I got a craftsman chair right here. I'll be putting together during the stream sometime for the garage. So what I had out there's a little wooden stool out of the house, and this is padded and a little bit taller, hopefully. So anyway, that's about it. And then I'm just doing a little paint work on my son's model here. I haven't got it done, but I've got all the red done on it. The black I've touched up, and I need to work on the skulls and then go over both the models and see what I missed. I got to do a little work on the clown on his jacket. So, but they're almost done.
Yeah, that count looks a little bit funny anyway. So,
Oh, awesome! Got your Otura up and running.
hey Dominic, which the Laser Master 2? Is that what you got, Dominic? It's a nice machine.
A lot of
I've
great
got
people,
one.
great videos out there on it. I like the Louisiana hobby guy, the LA hobby guy over on
Yeah.
YouTube. There's a lot of great people doing work on these lasers.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff out there. Nothing but fun.
I have. They're sending me an old model. They want me to have an old model as well, the R-Tour. So I'm going to get one of the old cantilever models off them as well, I believe.
Mhm.
Like the Sane Smart one. Laser
LM.
Master,
Royal
yeah.
Moses.
The LM2. The LM2 is nice. Oh, you built an enclosure for it. Very nice. Yeah, mine. I don't have an enclosure for mine. I'm actually designing brackets for mine, so I can wall mount it out of the way. On my where I have my printers, I have these big the heavy duty shelving with wire beds, and I have this wire on the sides of it as well. And I'm actually designing hanging brackets so I can actually hang my lasers on the side of that unit.
For storage or for printing?
Storage. Well, you can in theory you can do
Theoretically, yeah.
printing, but it wouldn't be as good because you're putting a lot of strain and stuff on the
Yes.
belts and stuff. So you're better off to do it when it's level.
And we're live today on YouTube, my Facebook group, and my Facebook page. I see there's one person watching on my Facebook group right now. If you're on Facebook watching, click the little YouTube or Facebook/StreamYard link at the above of the video. That way, if you type in chat, we'll see your name on screen.
I'm supposed to be getting material this week from, in the next week, from GS3, or not GS, IC3D, so I can get back to printing toys again.
And those ships that I showed you that my brother was working on, the great big ships,
Yeah.
they're 6 foot long and 8 foot. My sister and her husband are out in Pahrump, Nevada, visiting my brother. She's bringing back one of the 6-footers to my house tomorrow, and I'm going to put it up on Facebook for $400. He's going to be selling. They're all handmade out of wood. They're all based on pictures. He looked at some pictures of whatever ship and designed them from scratch. And I'm going to be selling those.
If you put that out in
$400
your front yard, Jerry, they start to worry there's going to be a flood coming, wouldn't they? And you've got your ark already.
Yeah. Yeah, I told her during this stream to send me some pictures, and I'll show you what she's bringing back. When she emails them to me, then I'll show them on the screen.
Cool.
Yeah, this is what I made for the Anycubic competition, lithophane competition. And yeah, you can download this lamp and actually print it. It's both FDM and resin print. You print it vertically. You do have to use resin print supports on it, on the bottom. And yeah, it will print hopefully with the settings what I have provided, but each printer is different, so
Take care,
you have to
Blaster.
know your printer.
So you'd print that all as a single piece, the 4 panels as one piece?
Yeah, one piece. I'm not finished yet with the lamp. I still have to sand the bottom off because there's still some spikes on it. And I still have to put some lacquer on top to cover up, to seal the resin. And yeah, it's a pretty nice lamp. And I was supposed to get a custom-made lamp basement for it, what I will print out in PLA. But that will be a surprise. Not even I know how it will look like because somebody else who's a designer, he designed it and it will be ready next week or so, I believe. And he will send it over to me, and it's like a surprise, you know.
It's PLA Plus. I bought 10 rolls from them, and I ran out and I ordered 10 more. I ordered it in all white to build my C3, my R2D2 full size, which I've never built yet. I've just done the dome, but I like their filament. And it's a lot cheaper now than it was when I bought it. They're down to what, $79, I think, for 10 rolls. We buy 10 at a time. It was pretty cheap last time I seen it.
Yeah, every now and again they have specials that you buy 10 rolls for under $90.
Just
Yeah.
shut up.
And it's all PLA Plus.
Down here, you won't get that at all. You'll be lucky if you get a cheapest roll here, be $20 if you're lucky.
Well, they're based
Not
all
counting
around
freight.
the world. They don't have a location in Australia. I mean,
No,
GSCD.
we have very limited choices for for filament unless you go through Amazon, and of course you pay freight from overseas, cost a fortune. I'm lucky I've got a supplier, like for this rainbow filament, a local supplier delivers in Perth, which is nice. And a couple of suppliers over in Sydney or Melbourne I get it in from, but you're still paying $10 to $15 for freight. So
you can't pay for Prime for $120 a year and you get free shipping?
I could theoretically, but it wouldn't order enough. Not through Amazon.
I pay
Because of the conversion.
Wow.
Because of the conversion rate. With the conversion rate,
Amazon
no.
loves me.
Yeah, see, the problem is that it's Australia, right? That's the issue.
Yeah.
The cost, Australia may be a continent, but it's still an island, and it's still, excuse me, Kieran, but I really mean this, spun off down in the asshole and over at the bottom of the planet. And because it's all the way down there, it takes forever to get anything to them. And that's honest, right? It is hard to get stuff down there because everything has to be flown in or transported by ship, and it takes forever to get there. So the cost is astounding.
That's the trouble. It's freight. Freight's what kills me down here.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to think what freight would cost for a rat rig.
Well,
I need to sell a kidney.
because it's based on weight.
Yeah,
And if you think DHL to get it to you fast is per pound per kilogram, it's $15.
Have you ever considered moving out of Australia where you can live somewhere where you get faster shipping time?
Well, I used to live. I'm a Kiwi, don't forget. So I've moved from New Zealand to Adelaide in Australia to Perth in Australia. So I'm actually moving. I'm moving sideways. I'm not going north. I'm moving sideways.
So his next stop is somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Yep.
Easter Island.
Easter Island is your next stop.
Well,
Yeah.
The only thing west of me is South Africa. So if I keep going west, it's going to be in South Africa. Literally.
No, you say it correctly. It's South Africa. You have to enunciate it correctly. It's not South. It's South Africa.
Watch out for the robots.
Where?
In South Africa.
Robots?
Yeah, that stop you in the middle of traffic.
Okay,
You don't know
whatever
what
you're
a robot
drinking,
is?
Matt, please put it away.
Okay,
I mean,
I believe in South Africa a robot is basically a stoplight. That's what they call stoplight.
I've never heard it called that. I've been down there. I've never heard it called that.
you do
Well,
South
is there
Africa.
anybody here from South Africa that can maybe verify that?
What
Or
you
let's
have
Google it.
is a thing on the roads called sleeping policemen in South Africa. That's what the
I don't know
expression
about
is.
that.
Which are speed humps, and over there they call them sleeping policemen.
Yeah, this is
But I don't know about robots.
Yeah, well, if Jacko was on, he'd be answer because he's from South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Jocko got my stickers yet. It's been, over a month? It's been a while.
Shipping
I
to
got-
South Africa is a month. Is if you get it there within 4 to 6 weeks, like Australia, you're doing good.
Yeah, Kieran
I got
sent me one.
Dennis's stickers this week. They took less than 4 weeks to get here.
Huh.
Jerry's took what, nearly 8 weeks. But yet, same one. Yet, but
Yeah, I
took
got
just under 4
mine
weeks to
took
get
a
here.
week.
So that was quite good.
Mine took a week.
Yeah, well, I thought that under 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks was good for Dennis's, because Jerry's took over 6 weeks.
Yeah, every time I mail somebody stickers out of the country, I usually take a picture of the envelope. That way, when they think that I'm lying to them, I can show them a picture. Say, yeah, see, here's the envelope.
No, just told you, it was just taking a lawful long time to get down here. That was all. And especially now with the US Postal Service is no longer shipping it to 21 countries, including Australia and New Zealand. They're just not shipping stuff. They've stopped shipping. That's the Postal Service.
It's crazy.
It is, because, and you think it's bad now, and it hasn't got the Christmas rush yet.
Yeah, and they even said they're going to be slowing down mail transfer over the Christmas.
Well, doing that, they're already here. Already the freight companies had a strike this week. Australia Post in the last 2 months has shut down twice for package deliveries just to clear the backlog. And it is crazy. It's going to be nuts.
Sure. Imagine that it took almost 3 months to get that little resin printed mace to Norway.
But that wasn't.
I could have walked it there faster.
But it didn't need the country for how many weeks? It was a month and a half before it even left the country, wasn't
It's
it?
been 6 weeks just sitting in Chicago. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I could have walked from here to Denmark and home again in less time than it took to ship it.
Because
could
once
have
it
hand
left, it
delivered
took
it.
what, 2 weeks once it left? It was pretty quick once it left.
No, it's because I spent another month in Danish customs.
Because that's what you get for shipping weapons overseas. They're going to make sure it's safe because
Weapons.
you could kill somebody with that little mace.
I know, yeah.
Shoving up their nose, yeah.
You might assault a flea with it, maybe.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
mosquito, and that's a good thing, right?
But did he mount it in the end? Because I saw he'd already printed
I don't
off
know.
the hand with the base of the mace, and you sent him the full mace unit, didn't you?
I don't know.
Yeah, haven't seen it for a while, no.
I don't know if he did or not. I know he's still working on that build. So,
No,
but
crazy
I need
stuff.
to get myself. I'm going to get myself an enclosure. I haven't done it yet, but I need to order an enclosure. A printer enclosure because I'm going to put my resin printers into it. To put a fan on the back to suck the fumes out of the house. That way, then I can 3D print indoors or in there, and it'll be a negative pressure, so the fumes will never come out. They will always go out through the tube because the fan being on, it'll be a negative pressure.
You gonna have a draft in the house?
No,
No.
because I have it set up with the fan goes in the window, and the window locks down to it. It's sealed all the way around. So I use it for my laser all the time. The only thing I'm going to do is transfer it
Dixon,
over
how
to
you
the
doing?
side. Hey Dixon,
There we go.
he wasn't ready.
Hey.
Uh,
I get that double feedback, and I always forget to click off that YouTube.
Yeah.
I
I've
took
got into
your-
my own YouTube, and in the middle of my own YouTube, someone asked me to do something, and I go over and I click on YouTube while I'm streaming, and I give
Yeah.
myself my own audio feedback because I'm generating it myself.
I took half of your name out of the YouTube deal, so people should be able to say hi to you now.
Oh, I couldn't.
that was just wrong.
I mean, well,
He's switching cameras. There you
Oh.
go.
Yeah, let's just see. Yeah.
I mean, there's no way there's no place I could find like a white list where I could leave it in, so I just had to take that word out.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
it was only purely if they just typed in the name. If they used the and Dixon would have worked fine. Yeah.
I have a big screen here that I'm watching, and then this one here that I do searching on, but I always forget to hit on the laptop when I join in. I forget to hit the
Hey, Chris.
mute
Hey, Chris.
close the YouTube.
Hey, Chris,
Hi,
you
Chris.
should be able to say hi to Dixon now and not get timed out. I seen
Hey,
that on
Chris.
YouTube where you got timed out. I took that word out, so I think you can say hi to him now. You shouldn't get timed out again.
Let's see.
You guys were talking about shipping. We purchased an $80,000 packaging machine, and they can't find it. It's in Chicago. We actually had to order another one.
Yeah, working. Yep.
Wow.
Yep, we're waiting. They don't know. It's going to go back to the company, but they don't know where it is. Somewhere in Chicago, in some big shipping place. But we ordered another one, and we're actually going to get that one quicker, I guess.
For that sort of money, how big a package must it be?
It's a
There we go. Now it works. See,
Yeah,
people
just
saying hi to
testing.
you now.
Just checking. Yep.
yeah, it's about 40 feet long.
Yeah,
Like
so
a container.
very hard to misplace. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
It's just
You can't
That's
see
just
it.
criminal, you know.
yeah, it's crazy the stuff they're losing and the things. We bought another big rewinder, a CTC rewinder. They went out of business, so then we got burned that money. We got burned almost 70% of the money. They went out of business, so it's like, okay, whatever. You don't get your machine, and it's like, holy crap. But then another big company bought them out.
No, that's just wrong, you know.
Yep, it's crazy.
yeah. There must be stuff stacked containers stacked
No more
meters high with just can't get it shifted. They've
They're-
still got a
they're-
global shortage of containers
They're
for
bringing
shipping
them
at the moment.
around. They're bringing them around. They're bringing them around. I'll be right there, honey. They're bringing them around to Florida now.
Just a minute.
To the
Just to get
cargo,
them
the
out.
containers.
Off the boats, yeah.
Yeah, and Walmart and all them stores are getting their own companies to bring them ships around. I don't want to get into politics, but it's got a lot to do with politics. That's why they're sitting there in California. But they're bringing them around to Florida, and he's opening up they're going to run twice as much and faster to unload them.
Well, that's it, because the fact is they can play off the shortage to put the price up, put the delays in, and just screw you.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's all part of, like I said,
It
I
is.
don't want to get into
Yeah,
politics.
Yeah.
It's like
But they
mafia.
just can't get the containers back to China. China just can't get enough containers.
Hey, all out. How are you?
They make their own, but getting them
Well done.
certified is the hard part. So
Right. Yeah, this machine was a big case packer, a GMS. I think it's GMS case packer, and
MC.
it's typical cat. Leave me alone. I'm gonna sit here and ignore you. Now leave me alone. Yeah.
He gets this look on his face like he's pure evil.
I know what that's like. Our cat,
Like he
before
does this.
Yeah, our cat before it got green dreamed was vicious. I mean, he was a vicious bastard as a kitten. He was vicious all his life. To give you some idea, we had a friend who had a little daughter, 3-4 years old. She goes to school and go through animal noises. What does a cow make? The noise does a cow make? Moo. What does a dog do? Wow wow. What does a cat do? Because that's the only sound she ever heard from our cat was that. It hated kids, and what the hell was that?
Do you know how
The
you
cat
solve
knew was
that?
ours.
This
You know how
was
you
pure
solve that?
hell spawn when he was
Bucket of water and a brick?
child.
Bucket
When
of
he was
water,
little.
brick.
we were talking
awful.
about cats again.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
that's how we solve it. A bucket of water and a brick.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have problems?
I thought you were going to say onions
that
and
you
butter.
have on printers?
I was going to say hammer, but a bucket of water and brick works.
All animals are great, so let's don't talk
No,
about.
no,
I know, we're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
having
we're
fun.
just
Good.
we're just kidding. Cats are
Yeah,
Yeah.
cats
got a
are
bunch
great.
of cats.
With spicy sauce, they're great.
We had like 12 of them on the
Liam.
farm. It was crazy.
Dogs rule, cats rule.
I'm only doing this because it's going to get Jamie going about it. She likes cats.
No,
It's the only reason why I'm doing this.
yeah.
Yeah. But then Liam's like myself spent a lot of time in Asia, and mystery meat was a common option on the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very big common option on the menu. Mystery meat.
Doesn't faze me.
Is
No, snakes.
Midsummer
I
here?
don't mind snakes. 1977 all out, but the bones are a bit of a pain in the ass. Picking the bones out of the snakes is a pain.
And you're going to have you're going to have a glut of snakes now because of the weather you're having, aren't you?
When
Myself.
it's cold.
Yeah.
When it's cold, the snakes.
Yeah, we've got the rat plagues. We've got the mice plagues, and of course the mice plagues bring the snakes out. So yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to have snakes later on. In summer, you're going to have a lot of snakes now.
Yeah, we do. This is like they're basically coming out of hibernation and starting to wander around now. This will be a lot of people getting bitten
but because
starting
there's so much food there, they'll breed more, and that's going to bring out a glut of snakes in the area.
Yeah, you don't want to wander around in the grasses and that in summer here. Yeah. It's
So
not good.
summer's right now down there. It's not going in the winter.
It's spring. It's
spring,
coming
yeah.
spring.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's the opposite to us.
Yep.
See, you do everything upside down.
I
Everything.
am a snake lover too. I will pick up any snake.
Not down here. You won't. Down here.
Oh,
Matter
in
of fact-
Australia, be careful.
I got
Australia has
grounded for a
7
month
deadly snakes.
because I brought in a baby copperhead and it got out and loose in
Oh.
my room, and yeah, I got.
And with the
into
cats
deep
as well.
trouble.
That's not good. No.
See, when I was handling poisonous snake living in America, I always double caged them. I had basically a mesh screen what I shoved through, and then I had another screen what I shoved over that screen because I couldn't get through any of the screens. Get through one, they can't get through the second one, and it was always in a glass cage, you know. So they couldn't escape at all unless somebody would damage the cage. And my cages all had locks on it, so nobody could just open them up, you know.
Yeah. I had I was probably 20, 22. I had a 14-foot Burmese python. And she
It's
got out
powerful.
but it was easy to find when she was out.
14 feet. I can understand that. Yeah.
14 feet, yeah. She was about that big around. Huge
They
snake.
can 20
Now,
kilos.
down here,
30 kilos?
not if you find a snake out down here, that's odds are it's the one it'll kill you. Dugite's normally 3 to 4 feet up to bigger. The brown snakes 6, 7 feet long, no problem, they'll kill you. Anything smaller than that, they might put you in hospital. But down here, any snake will put you in hospital pretty much.
Everything's deadly down there.
Nine out of the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world, you'll find them down here. Snakes, blue-ringed octopuses, spiders, funnel webs. You got your not a nice place.
You know,
Cone
Kieran?
shells.
You can
Yep.
keep those spiders.
Kieran, I always wanted to do a scorpion petting zoo. I wanted to open up.
I got a joke about a guy getting
I
bit by
like
a
the
snake.
fluorescent scorpions. The
can't
ones that
talk
glow in the
about it.
dark. They're quite cool.
Emperor scorpions. That do that.
Yeah, the ones that they glow. They glow with the UV. Yeah, they're quite
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, they glow white. I mean the UV light. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
they're cool.
scorpions here. They're
What do
not.
you mean? Why no
only if they
video? I have
sting you,
video.
It's
Oh.
kind of like a
Oh,
Oh,
wasp.
you mean my unboxing?
Unboxing.
No, I'm doing it tomorrow because I had something to do this morning with my son, and so I'm going to be doing the unboxing tomorrow morning instead at 11 a.m.
Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just answering a question that was there.
No, that's okay.
Hmm.
I was just saying we have scorpions here too. They come in the house a lot, but if they sting you, it's just like a wasp. It's not.
You want to
Yeah,
watch out
you're
for the
gonna make
little
you sick.
ones.
What?
You want to watch out for the little scorpions. Not
Yeah,
the big
these are little
scorpions.
bitty. Probably about
Yeah.
an inch long.
Yeah, I
Because
was
the
in
little ones that
Wyoming.
mostly inject all the poison into you. The
Yeah.
adults that can control the poison.
I was in Wyoming for the eclipse, and when I was out there, I wore heavy boots because there's scorpions all over the place out there, and I actually had snake guards on my legs, on my below the knee. I wore snake guards because they have rattlers out there as well, and they're poisonous. So when I was out, because I was doing astronomy, you'd be out at night, and if you step where they are, they'll strike because they're hiding at nighttime, right? Because of the cold, and yeah, so I wore snake guards. I have a set of snake guards, and I wore heavy leather boots so they can't bite through. So a scorpion can't sting me through them, because a scorpion can sting you through a pair of runners. You know, soft material.
So you didn't want sandals.
Not when the scorpion's around, no, because they'll sting and then they'll put you in hospital. They'll hurt you bad.
I know.
They
Better
won't
to be
kill you.
safe than sorry.
Yeah, they won't kill you, but you won't feel good after this thing. And so what we did for scorpions is we went out with a UV light where we were setting up, and we shine UV light around because scorpions will glow in the dark.
No plants in my
Their
house.
exoskeleton glows. It is phosphorescent under UV light.
I like when they have babies and they're all like accumulating stuff on the mother. You know?
They
That-
pile all up on the
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, red light.
Hey, red light.
Hey, Red Light, how you doing?
Matt, I'm not hearing you very well today.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
He seems to be plenty loud.
Oh, let me.
It's just a real deep voice.
No, you're using your microphone. You're not using that microphone, Matt. I think you're using a microphone from your headset
That's what it sounds like.
or from a camera.
Oh, yeah, you guys are right.
You sound very distant.
Right. Like
Well,
it's
he's
really
all the way
deep.
over in the UK, so that's why he's.
It's a
I
long
hope
way-
so.
long way to south to travel, yeah.
That's
I'm
Yes,
okay,
you
but
sound like
now-
you're in a different country.
I'm sorry.
Well, he is about 5,000 miles away, so that maybe he's a little distant.
Yeah,
All our insects and all the spiders, everything now are gone. We got today it was 46 degrees.
Time
It
to
was
cool
40
down.
I was out this morning at 7:30, 7 a.m. It was 42 outside, and that was warm because we've had into the 30s already. Today, this evening when we're finished here, I'm going to turn on my furnace for the first time for the year, for the season, to test it, because as you know, when you turn on the furnace first, there's a burning smell because there's dust. And
All the
stuff
dust
inside it.
build up and everything else.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run it to this evening for the first time for a while, and then I'm going to, because in the mornings it's chilly in the house now in the mornings, and if I don't start turning it on now, I run the risk of pipes bursting because if it gets cold enough in the house.
Is that gas or oil furnace?
Hey, baby
Power.
boop.
Oh no, the furnaces
Electric.
here. Most of the furnaces here are they're natural gas.
Yep.
Hey, Betty Boop. She's supposed to be at a wedding right now in Texas.
That's what she told you.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Until she
she's
sneaks up
checking
behind
on
you
you.
and cuffs you.
Yeah.
We took her to the airport the other day, took her up to the frontier window to check in, and she had only had a carry-on. They charged $65 for a carry-on.
Yeah,
What?
it's
Jesus.
Whether you put it
Yeah.
under the plane or carry on, $65.
Who did you know?
That's
Who was the
Frontier.
carrier?
Frontier.
I don't know who they are.
She's got to put a handle on it and just say it was a purse.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Throw it over your arm and say it's a big purse.
Yeah.
$65. Most of the mainline airlines don't charge like that. They allow you one extra bag,
$30 or $35 carry-ons are always free.
but they
That's a nice flexible. Is that a skeleton?
What
Oh,
is
crocodile.
it?
Crocodile. The
Crocodile?
crocodile. There we go.
Crocodile.
Oh,
He's
talking about
cute.
skeleton. Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on
And I
there.
think Dixon's is bigger. Look at it. It's fully articulated. That's nice.
come on, Kieran. You keep telling everybody size doesn't matter.
How long did
Yeah.
that take, Dixon?
Pardon?
How long
What did you print that
take?
on, Dixon?
That CR10. So I blew it up a
'Cause
little
it's
bit,
coiled
but
up. It's
not
coiled
as
up,
big
yeah,
as the bed
yeah,
on a
yeah,
CR10 is
yeah.
12 inches, but it prints curled
Coils
up like
up.
this.
Yeah.
So you can really make it. I can make it maybe 20%, 25% bigger. It took about a day and a half.
Thingiverse?
24, 30,
Yeah, it's on
about
Thingiverse.
Okay.
30 hours or something.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
It's a nice color too.
I'm still in the process of building this. The
Yeah, that
bottom
looks
right
nice.
here is all FDM printed, and the stem is FDM printed. Everything else is resin printed. And just the detail on the resin printer, I mean,
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy.
yeah.
It's perfect for stuff like dinosaurs and skeletons, and I mean, it's just
Oh, yeah.
perfect. This
Just
was
look
all
at
done.
those teeth.
This was all done on the resin. It's amazing how smooth resin printers are
Resin
becoming.
or FDM? The CR10.
So smooth.
Hmm. Yeah, well, resin. They're like half the resins now are 2K or higher.
I
And
haven't
anything
bought
new is 2K or is 2K, 4K. There's some. There's a 5K and there's an 8K out there right now.
I'm looking at this,
I
and
really
it's
like
like
that,
almost
Matt.
like, well, you can see if you look real close that it's from an FDM, but otherwise it's so smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you could do if you really want to smoothen out an FDM print? Paint it with resin and UV
Yeah.
cure it.
Yep.
Sand it a little bit to break the surface. Paint resin on it, or dip it in resin depending on it, and then let it drip off, and then UV cure it.
Yep. If you do dipping, if there's special parts I had to make for some manufacturing and they want it really super smooth, that's one way to get around it is dip it and let it drain and then hit her with a light.
Yeah. Stick it outside the door for a few minutes on a rotating table.
Yeah.
The sun
Not
will
in the
cure it for you.
UK. Not in the UK.
Hey,
Not
we're
sun.
like the UK right now.
We
with
have
clouds and
rain
stuff.
always.
Yeah, but all you need is like even when it's not raining, just the amount of light that comes through
Yeah,
the clouds, because
will
it's
do it.
daytime, will cure it because the amount of UV coming through is still high.
That's why when
Yeah.
people go to the beach and there's no clouds, they go, "Oh, I'm not going to burn." They don't put on nothing and they fry.
Yeah, the
UV
UVB
comes through the
scorches
clouds.
them. Yeah.
You can always get a
Yeah.
sunlight. You don't need direct sunlight.
Yeah.
The damage is still there.
If it's not a UV protected window, you can set it right in the window and rotate it, and just that UV light will cure it.
Well, yeah, but most glass will block most glass will block most UV. It won't block all
No,
of it.
You're
I think.
making
No,
windows
it's
that way, and then they
it's
fill
got to
them
be
with
the
gas.
treated glass. If it's not the impregnated glass, it'll still come through, no problem.
Some of it will still get through. Yeah.
You know, like this Triceratops. Same principle, FDM on the bottom and stem and resin the head.
One
Because this is
question.
just, yeah.
There's a third horn missing. Where is it?
Yeah, broke
It's
off.
only
I
it's only a
dropped it.
it's only a biceratops. Yeah.
Biceratops.
Yeah.
You gotta cheat and print another one and glue it on there, and nobody will know the
Biceratops.
You can
difference.
just print because it's resin. You can just print a new horn and just glue it back
Glue it
on.
on
No
there,
problem.
yeah.
Wouldn't even
Nobody
see
will
it.
Actually, I smoothed it out because I couldn't.
The nose one
reattach
is gone.
it.
Yeah, the one in the nose is the one that's gone.
But he could have printed
Yeah.
out that one piece on the resin printer and stuck it on. You would never even seen it.
Yeah, because you
Well-
could have put resin along the edges where where it joins,
Just cured
and
it.
then
Yeah,
let it
resin
cure
cured
it and then sand it smooth. Yeah.
Good eye, Liam. Good eye.
That's
I
how
wondered
I
how
put
long
my
it
things.
guys figured out that this was not perfect.
Yeah.
2 minutes less, 30 seconds maybe.
How many spare FEP sheets did you get in, Matt, this time?
3, but the company is supposed to send me 2 more because I ordered 5 and I only got 3.
What, 3 in the packet or 3 packets?
Yeah, 3 in the package.
Craftsman, what's that? A sign?
My chair. For the garage.
Oh,
Cushion. Yeah, yeah.
Came in the mail.
So you got what,
just
1,000?
make sure, because that's a single pedestal in the center. Make sure the seat's attached before you sit down.
Yeah.
And make sure it's got a steel plate on
Surprise.
the base plate as well before you
Yeah,
mount.
make sure there's a steel plate in the center where they
Yeah.
attach. Otherwise, it might break through. You'll be in for a surprise. Or a smile.
I like that.
Depending.
I was looking at some of my old parts this morning down in the basement. It's amazing how the technology changes in the 3D printing. You know, how you can take them out of the box and some of them will print perfect. This is my old feeder from my printers to this.
Oh wow!
You go from something old like this.
That's
Even the
crazy.
head, look how old that head is. That's just a piece of Chinese cheap plastic with some heater part.
Cartridge in it. Yeah, yeah.
But this is the old type feeder.
But that's still a direct drive. Is that a direct drive unit? The first
Yes,
one? Yeah.
because
yeah,
when we started printing,
direct
15
drive was
years
the only
ago,
choice. Yeah, there
it was
was nothing
all-
else. Yeah.
Buy or
it was
buy. I
all
don't
direct
understand.
drive, and then
Yeah.
it went to this, the Bowden tube and that, and then it went back. Now it's going back to direct drive again.
Well, that's a debate depending on who you speak to. You have
Right.
those who are fanatical about direct drives,
Yep.
but there's a lot of benefits for Bowden.
right.
I
I
love
went to
Bowden.
Bowden years ago. I used this, and then when they started to come out with the Bowden, I tried it, and my prints were so much better. But that's with the old printers, the real old ones.
Well, it's because of It's because with the Bowden head.
Hey, Sergio. How you
Hey,
doing?
Sergio. With
Yeah,
a
look
Bowden,
at that.
With a Bowden drive, you have less weight on the print head, so it eliminates stuff like ringing and so on, other artifacts created by mass.
That
But
heater,
the other effects coming in, so it's like
that
swings
heater
and
looks
roundabouts.
like
Maybe.
that heater looks like ancient compared to what they have nowadays.
Well, you can know heat break on that.
Yeah,
No.
so all you had was this plastic and this
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, because you
Wow.
have no heat break on that.
Right. It's just cooling that down. Believe it
Yeah.
or not, my real old printers that I made from scratch, they actually produced really, it took a lot more work, but they produced really good parts. And
Well,
then when they
trouble
come out
is
with new
the fans, those older fans were much better fans than the cheap ones they put in the printers nowadays. They're nice, big, robust fans, and they did the job. Like
Yeah.
PC case fans, so they're designed with higher flow. The new
I
ones
3D
just
printed
cheap.
this whole thing for the fan to keep it cool. And then it had the little scoop for the tip.
Yeah, I got
But
a direct drive now
Clipper
again.
doesn't overcome the mass of a direct drive head, Steve. You still have the mass to deal with. As you increase your print speed, the mass becomes more and more of an issue.
Yeah.
Clipper can help with its
Linear advance
algorithm.
and things
It
like
can
that.
help.
Yeah.
It cannot eliminate the fact that you can't overcome the physics. You can adapt a little bit, but you can't overcome the physics. So you can print at all of the big printers, like the rat rigs and so on, that print at high speed. They're all Bowden drives. Not many of them are direct drive, and those that are can't print as fast as a Bowden because the mass is not there. You don't have to deal with the mass on the printhead. It's just physics. You just can't beat it.
Yeah, the only way I'd go back to a direct drive is if I was doing real flexible parts. And my printers I have now, they're Bowden, and I can still run flexible through them. I just make a V thing with the poly flow right next to the head, so it doesn't flex in there before it goes into the.
And it depends on the flex material too, right? The softer
Yeah, yep.
material becomes more and more difficult, right?
Yep.
Which is, and the direct drive is ideal for that.
That's where I got to turn it down to 40%. So then it might help
That's
to get a
to the
direct
speed,
drive to
yeah,
run
but
faster.
I got a question for Jamie. Jamie, when you build all your bases, you usually use styrofoam, then you build them up and layer on styrofoam, and
If I'm doing a DIY base, then yeah, I'll start like I usually have a better plan than that, but Mega hadn't sent me the base yet, so
Yeah.
I just had to have something for her to stand. But if I was going to DIY this base, then yeah, I'll start with styrofoam, sometimes XPS, but then just cut it out. And then I always would do Sculpt-A-Mold or something over it because you don't want to paint it
Funny
directly
texture.
on
No,
this.
no, that texture's no good. No.
You know, I mean, you could paint it enough to cover up the texture, but
It will sink in when you put
any
your
little
finger in.
dent or anything you do with your finger in the future
Yeah.
is going to ruin that. So that's why I go over it with Sculpt-A-Mold, and then you've got a good solid base.
okay.
Yeah. What kind of printers do you have?
Me,
Yeah.
I've got I still have the Mono X in the box.
Oh.
I've got
Going to do a lot of good for you there.
I know, right? And don't look at my IPA. I know it needs to be changed. The Mono SE that's running now, the Hallett one, and that's my curing station. Don't look at all that filament. Look at that.
Wow.
How do you find the Hallett one?
Creality sent it to me. How do I find it?
Yes.
Hey, you all.
Hey, you have.
It seems to go. Everyone seems to like it. It seems to be quite a good unit
Do you
for its
really
price.
want me to answer that?
Okay, fair enough. No, it's understandable. Yeah.
Then I've got that and
Focus.
and the CR10 V2.
I got one. I got a Focus.
Yeah, two, haven't
But-
you?
Actually, I traded it in for Prusa.
The Mini, though, right? The Mini.
Yeah.
I've got these printers, and then in another room, I've got the original Photon, Frozen Sonic Mini, and another CR10 V2.
Cool.
From
a same amount of
what
printers.
gets the most use is that Mono SE.
Mhm.
If anybody ever asks me, "Hey, I'm looking into getting into resin printing. What do you recommend?" I'm always going to say that Mono SE. Couldn't tell you when the last time I had a fail. Well, other than today when I forgot to put the build plate on and started to print.
That would do it.
Though.
My Anacubic Photon Mono X is my go-to mid-size. I do have the Frozen Mighty 4K, but that's not my go-to.
I have that one. I only have one resin printer, and it's a Mighty 4K Frozen. And I had to change out the fab sheet after 5 weeks.
That's
That was
because
1,000
you
hours,
got
though, wasn't it?
1,000
1,000 hours plus, which is pretty good.
I mean,
I haven't
I was printing 20 hours a day, 24 hours a day, with that printer. So
I haven't replaced the screen jet on my mid-size printers, but the Elegoo Mars, I've replaced that one twice, but it usually doesn't get used.
I have 5 resins right now, and I want 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 resins. No, 6 resins. I don't do a lot of resin printing, but I have 6 of them. I have more FDN printers than you could shake a stick at. I'm a big fan of FDM over resin because it's easier to work with.
don't forget your IDEX.
Well, that's an FDM printer.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah, I have a couple
you
of those
prefer
too.
the
But
IDEX
you can't count them
normal.
twice, Liam. You can't count your IDEXs twice.
I'm
One
not.
IDEX.
I'm not.
I'm a big fan of if you don't use it, there's no reason to keep it sitting there to say, "Ooh, look what I got."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a lot of vendors, and I got rid of 3. I got 3 on the floor. My past videos talks about all my printers. If I ever get something to review that I can't use, I'll either sell it or give it away, one or the other, because if I don't need
Well,
it,
I'm similar. I haven't done it yet because some of them have bugs that need to be corrected, and until I get up to this firmware or whatever to correct it, I can't. One of them arrived damaged, as you know, and I still haven't built a support platform for it. The other one of the others printed fine, and then I found out that the screen was upside down, and when I turned the screen around, it didn't fit right. So I need to take an angle grinder to it to make it fit correctly.
Hey, Llama, how you doing?
It needs to take about 1 millimeter out of it to make it fit in right. So I will do that. One of them, the vat melted from having resin in the vat. The actual vat itself melted. So I need to try and see if there's an aluminum vat out there the same size. And I have another one. I have one that's out there right now that needs firmware updated because the Z steps were not correct. And I have another new one coming in, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But I was told they're going to ship it maybe next week or so. So,
Cool.
and that's a 5K.
I got 7 GTEC
Roll
printers.
collects the putters. Speak for yourself, Llama. Do you see what he said about us?
What do you say?
Go show
Global
that
collection
line again, Jerry.
A global collection of putts. LOL.
Yeah.
Well, we have to agree with the
Llama.
global part. We have to concur the global part is correct.
Yes.
I just don't think it warrants a response.
I think I think his Putz's command.
He's a good guy. He meant no harm.
Because he's talking about himself.
Yeah. He's angry with the wolf.
He'll probably pop in. He's a good guy.
He'll pop in and we'll give him a razzing just because we can.
That's it. He's
That's
looking
all the
for
fun
his
of
hat.
it.
He's looking for his hat at the moment, otherwise he can't come in.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. Definitely don't let him in.
No, we'll let him in so we can
Llama,
harass him.
don't come
Why
in.
not?
Don't come in, Llama. Llama, please stay out. Don't come in.
Please stay
No, I have not fixed the CR10 Smart because the board has not apparently is shipped, but being shipped and getting here before Christmas is I think I might be lucky if I get the new main board before Christmas, and if I do,
Yeah, which year though?
they didn't say they just said it was shipped, and it is probably coming by carrier pigeon, and he got blown off course, and he's going to die of old age before he gets here. But
Hi, Giovanni.
but it's on its way. Apparently, it's shipped. It hasn't left China yet, though. But when it does, when it eventually arrives, I will. I'll do a video on how to replace the board on a CR10 Smart.
It's sitting in Chicago, isn't it?
If it was sitting in Chicago, I'll get it next Christmas. Actually, let's see where it is. Actually, let's see what it says. Let me go to Bango's website and see what they say. Because that's where it came from.
I gotta take it back apart.
Yeah, you can only put 2 on at a time.
Yeah.
Yes, correct, Llama. You are right. You know what, Llama? I don't care. Let's see.
Llama hasn't had his prune juice today, so that's what Llama's problem is.
Hey, D-Web.
He needs to become a bit more regular. His prune juice.
I don't think he needs prune juice. I think he needs something else. But okay.
The Castle Chris behind Jerry. He's up to his 6th roll of filament,
and it'll be
done behind him.
Tomorrow
It's on the blue now. It's nice.
So let's check USPS tracking because there's something coming in the mail today, and I don't know what it is. So it could be that main board. It doesn't say it's left China, but I've stuff's been shipped from China that said it never left China, but it turned up in my mailbox.
You should have printed it. You should have printed it in vase mode, Jerry. Then you would only use 2 rolls or 1 roll.
Did you order it from Wish?
Okay, according to the U.S. Post Office, it's still processed through the facility in Zhuya in China, so it hasn't left China yet.
So on one of them ships, they don't know. They're
But
just
actually,
saying
it could have because
it could arrive tomorrow.
sometimes they don't update.
It could, but even the USPS doesn't have saying that they've received it yet. So, and they normally do. So, chances are it hasn't left China yet. Because normally once it gets in the hands of the USPS, they log that it's actually arrived, and they haven't. It sits in U.S. Customs.
They said one of
Yeah.
those cargo ships out of the hundreds and hundreds is full of 3D printers.
Wouldn't surprise me.
You imagine how many 3D printers that would be?
Hey, look,
Be
guys, we've got a
thousands,
new
not
guy here, a guy called DeWitt 3D Canada. He's saying it looks like a fun group here. He's looking at
doesn't
the
know.
wrong
Hey.
group. If he wants the group to join Mr. DeWitt from Canada, it is not a good group to join.
I didn't need to unbolt the chair.
No,
at all.
no. No,
How's it going,
David.
Tim?
That was
Hey, how are
funny.
you?
I didn't need to unbolt anything.
Double
Why
the
we
work.
on bolts?
You see, I unbolted everything and I dropped the ring all the way around the cushion. All I had to do is pick the chair up and set it back down over it.
Yeah, someone said that. Louise said that. That's what
Yeah,
Louise
How
said.
you doing?
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome to
Howdy,
the
fella.
madhouse.
How are you all doing today?
You see, when
You're
I
doing
talk
pretty
to
good.
people and I work on
man,
things,
how are
I
you?
pay attention.
You know, I'm so used to coming onto these streams, all right, that I take headache medication before I join the stream.
I thought you guys were a fiction of my imagination.
We are.
A fiction of
Yeah,
your
Matt's been
imagination.
sniffing that resin fumes for a long time now, and he's starting to see things.
Yeah.
He needs to get
it's not
ventilation
the
in his room.
maybe it's not the resin fumes he's inhaling. Maybe it's
Yeah,
some
I
I
other.
don't know. Right now, I see a talking animal.
Hmm.
That's a
Different
little bit
colored
concerning.
eyes.
And
But
you
that's
talk-
all of
No,
us.
no,
We're all animals. What are you
Jamie's
talking
cat
about?
doesn't talk. Jamie's cat doesn't talk.
No.
No,
Well, he
we're all
does.
animals. So
You
seeing
might
a
be an
talking
animal, but I'm
means
not.
us.
He does, but he won't do it on command.
Ooh, I got a delivery, guys. I'm gonna see if it's something for me.
Cool.
I just saw a USPS delivery.
Oh,
Back in 1
talking
minute.
about
That'll
delivery.
be funny if Liam said, here's his CR10 smart board. He's got to do some work on the weekend.
I had a delivery too not too long ago, before the show started. It was Amazon. Thanks to Matt Farmer, he sent me a bottle of resin. Thank you, Matt Farmer.
Nice.
And he sent me a couple boxes of white filament.
Cool.
I need to know Matt Farmer.
Yeah, I'm a little bit in trouble because I'm looking for a new sponsorship. So, yeah, so if anybody's out there who'd like to sponsor me with resin and filament, please contact me.
Well, come on,
Do
Jim.
you stick to the same brand of resin all the time, Jamie, or do you just take what's going?
Hey, Vincent, how you doing?
I prefer Sunlu resin.
Salut.
I can imagine.
I've never tried their resin. I've heard good things about Easton, but I've never tried
It's
Easton
great.
either.
It's a little pricier than the other ones, but not like ZYLTECH.
It's stupid
I'm
price.
probably the only person on the planet that don't like ZYLTECH.
I love it.
I need to wash my hands.
I used to use
Coffee
Elegoo quite a bit, and then the prices kind of went up. So I tried ZYLTECH a long time ago, and then I haven't had a reason to switch. I've
I
reviewed
use
different
this.
resins. Some have been good, some haven't.
Anycubic.
Yeah, Anycubic, Craftsman.
That's thanks to Anycubic, basically. They sent me one because I'm doing the competition. So they sent me a bottle, and that's all what I asked for, a bottle and a roll of the filament, just to do some test prints. And yeah, hopefully this works pretty well.
Okay, this is
You
not the
have to pick it
CRT
up a
smart
little
board. I
bit.
heard what you said, Kieran.
The iForm from Yusu 181 is also good resin.
Yeah, their 182 is an ABS. It's even better. And their 183 is the water washable.
I've not ever
Hey,
used
Vincent,
water
how's it going?
washable because
Well, the water washable tends to be crack.
yeah, I hollow almost everything, and just about every person that I've ever seen that has cracked models, they use water washable. So I'm just not even gonna. I'm not gonna risk it.
I've tried
I
one
spend
bottle.
way too much time painting.
I've tried one bottle. I hollowed my model. I rinsed it out really good, and I took my air compressor and I dried it out 100% before I cured it, and it did not crack on me. But it's not something I
Car
want to run
Got
out
a
and
car
buy.
part.
Yeah.
It's not a car part. No, I don't.
Oh,
I
hey,
think I know
Vince.
what this
How are
is.
you?
Here we go. We need to get the new guy on the big screen up here. What do you got going? What do you got going on today?
I'm just tinkering around with the wiring. I just blew up one battery and I'm working on that launch controller for my son. With
As long as you
model
blow the
rockets.
rocket up.
You're another tripod. You keep blowing stuff up.
and I just got back from vacation for a week, so
Win now.
Bring that panel back. I like those switches. I do like the rocket switches. They're nice. And the voltage.
I like
What's that
the
for voltage?
pictures of the squirrel what you posted.
Oh, this is what I was hoping to get.
Go on up too.
Looks
Nice.
nice.
and this is the other side for the wiring to the rocket fuses. I still have to buy some different instead of screws,
Connectors?
but
Yeah.
yeah, the connectors are okay, but I want to replace the screws for butts and nuts.
Right, Dominic.
Yeah. I want to replace it. That's the only thing.
Take care, Dominic.
And then gotta do some wiring and stuff. But I've been cleaning my place up a little bit because
Take
it was
care.
a mess. I couldn't find anything.
Bye, Dominic.
Hey, Kenneth.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and I was on vacation for a week. And then to the other side of the country and had a blast.
Awesome. Let's see what the raccoon's up to. I forgot to.
The raccoon.
What do you got going on?
Oh, that's the evil look eye. Look at that.
Well, I picked up an Apache 4800 from Harbor Freight. It's one of the Pelican case knockoffs. And
They're
now
good. They're nice.
Yep, and I'm now trying to figure out how to mount in a 20 amp hour battery, solar charger controller, 3 Pis, a mini PC, all that kind of thing.
Cool.
Sounds like fun.
But in fact, I decided to mock some of it up in Tinkercad, and as I said, mock. It ain't look good, but so let's see here. Where is that button? There's that button. Yeah. I don't want to share a screen. I actually just want to share a window. There we go. So the idea here is these are 2 7-inch screens. And this is just going to be a 3D printed plate with a vent. Underneath that and the screens will be the battery, the solar charger, a Anderson power pole hub, UV5R radio, network switch and router. Basically an all-in-one comms box. Oh, and the big green box is going to be a ICOM i7000.
Nice.
It's good.
Anyways.
This was delivered.
An urn?
No, it's the crucible for my metal furnace, for my
okay.
smelting furnace.
Oh, cool.
So I'm waiting on one more part. It could be in my mailbox. I didn't go down to the mailbox yet.
That's
So
something
this
I'll
is for
never
melting metals in this.
Did you get it from Amazon?
No, I bought it from eBay.
Because you think the shipping would have costed a lot. That thing is heavy.
It's heavy, but it didn't cost me anything on shipping.
Good.
But
I gotta go see what the wife wants.
I need to build a furnace still.
So I have a small furnace and I have a crucible now because it didn't come with a crucible for some reason. So I bought a crucible, and then it was also missing another part, which is okay. But I ordered the replacement part, which is probably in my mailbox, I'm guessing, because of its size. And
Well, I have some of that metal, the ore impregnated filament, and I need a furnace so I can try sintering it.
Oh yeah, well that's different because this is actually as a metal for melting down metal, not ablating out. You can't use it to ablate out the plastic, which is what you're trying to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you finally found the leprechaun's gold, huh? And trying to melt it down so no traces behind.
We don't need. See, if it was a leprechaun, I'd call you, Matt.
You're the one who's Irish.
Matt, the YouTube streamer Itmom, he used to do a lot of. He's an electrician. He's done a lot of melting down, making stuff, and he's in a 3D printing. And then he got into drone racing, and he kind of gave up on 3D printing, I believe. You remember Matt, It Mom? In the Mind of Matt, the channel.
Doesn't bring.
I had him on as a special guest a long time ago.
All right,
Oh,
yeah.
I remember him. Yeah, the biker.
In the Mind of Matt, when he shaved his head.
Yeah, he and I talked to drones for a little bit, and then he disappeared.
Huh.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he used to post all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use for it, curmudgeon. I'm going to get smelt down soda cans because I'll 3D print the part, and then I'll use that to do my sand cast, and then I'll melt down soda cans to make to get my material, and then I'll pour that into my sand cast to turn, so I can end up making aluminum parts rather than having
So
3D printed parts.
you're doing lost PLA then?
No, because it's about $80 a spool.
No. I mean, you print the part very thin walled with very little infill, so that way you can do the sand mold around it, and you leave it in the sand mold,
No,
and you pour into it, and it burns off.
No.
no. Well, see, no. You have to use the right type of PLA for that, and if there is a material that is used for that, and it's $80 for a
All the lost PLA casting I've seen done was with just generic garbage
Yeah.
PLA.
They use regular PLA too a lot. It comes out.
I haven't
good.
tried it with that.
If you
There's
vent it right.
Facebook page and group I just posted.
Are you
Just
going
looking
to
at you.
build your own furnace then out of like a quarter barrel and?
No, I have a furnace
Got a
already.
furnace.
I have a
Oh.
gas furnace.
Are you looking
I
at
just
using
need a
like
new-
flask molds and just use flask molds molded each side and then just pour in the middle?
Yeah, just do sand casting. Yeah,
Yep.
and all you have to do is to take the part out. You just douse you powder it with baby powder, talcum powder, and then you just slightly tap it to get vibrate a
Sand
little
will
bit,
break away.
and
Yep.
then slide it out. Yeah, well, it won't break. Yeah, it'll just separate from it, so it'll slide out.
I won't slide out. You need to do a bit of work. Looks like.
No. If you depending on it obviously does depend on the model and the shape of it, right? But by tapping it, you get it to vibrate a little bit, so it makes a small bit of a gap all the way around, and then you gently lift it out.
Tuesday at 6 o'clock, I have another special guest on that I haven't had on in a long time. I've got Loyal Moses coming on. Here's a banner. I've already got the stream posted. So if you guys are around Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we'll have Loyal Moses on for an hour. Chit
You
chat.
have to wear the hair.
And everything. Yeah, he looks cool like that. So I was
You
thinking
have
like
to wear the long hair.
old man wig on. I put a do rag around it and stuff. But yeah, so that'll be cool. I have him on.
Remember to hydrate.
Yeah.
I'm going, guys, because I'm tired from traveling all day. And
All
it
right.
was a short stream for me today. So
Well, appreciate you stopping in, Vincent. You have a great day, and you're always welcome.
yeah, you too, guys.
Good to
Take
see
care,
you,
Vincent.
Vincent.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Bye,
You're
Reese.
easy.
Yeah.
So I just dropped a more recent article on doing lost PLA casting that uses just regular PLA.
In private chat.
Nope, in the main chat.
Okay, I'll have to look it up because I can do that.
It's just an idea.
No, I can try it.
Yeah, every video I watch, that's what they use, regular PLA.
Yep.
It seems to
I'll
work
have
really
to give
well.
it a try.
Ooh,
It's all
pumpkin
about
pie.
keeping down your wall count and your infill count, because of course if it's too thick, it takes more heat.
The
Yeah.
wife just brought in some pumpkin pie bread with butter.
I thought you had a cast there or something. It's like, what in the hell's that?
No, she just brought it in. It's like, oh my God,
cool.
it tastes good.
Yeah, I love banana bread. Putting warm up banana bread and put a bunch of butter on it.
Yeah.
No, not me. I like
No,
banana
no.
bread, but
I'll try that last casting to see how it turns out. I'll give it a try.
yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
interesting, 'cause if it works out, it'll be great. That means I don't have to take it apart out at all. I'll just leave it in there, cast around it, and then just put in my vents and my chimney and my
Hey,
core vent.
I'm hoping next spring I can start building a forge.
Liam, take a look at In the Mind of Matt's channel over on YouTube. I can send you a link if you don't have it. He used to do a ton of that stuff all the time. He would bring home crap from work, and he would melt down everything and make casts and molds and make some
That's
really
a
cool
nice
stuff.
cookie
Yeah.
container.
Ton of videos on it. Very nice. Yeah,
Yeah. Send me the link, Jerry, on YouTube.
It's in the main chat.
or Facebook.
and good cornbread I didn't have for a
No,
long time.
no. Is that the one you're talking about, Jerry? This one that's in the main chat?
In
No.
the minor map.
Yeah, you didn't paste that into chat, did you?
No, I'll look that one up.
Yeah, but just send it to me on Facebook Messenger because that's the easiest thing for me to reach. I'll look into because because that'll be that's a fun type of project. Oh, by the way, Dixon, those cookie holders are nice. You're muted.
Oh, it's inside the mind map. Okay, yeah.
I fill them up with cookies, and then the grandkids come and steal them.
That's okay. That's what they're there for, right?
Yep, that's why I put them there.
But no,
I go through my bookmarks, but I found it. Do you want me to drop it in main chat, Jerry?
If you want, yeah. I PM'd it to him also.
Yeah, it's better to send it to me on Facebook because that way then I can go back to it after the stream. It's easier.
Thanks, Ron.
The what's the word I'm looking for? The video that he puts up front first is on Lost PLA casting.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because if that works, then that will save me having to remove the old part. Maybe
Exactly.
do 1 or 2 walls, and that's about it.
Yep.
The minimal inner support, depending if it's needed or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got any questions, I'm sure I'd be happy to answer them about anything that you want to do.
Yeah, I might.
I'd love to try that. I'd love to try that, but I'm down enough rabbit holes.
Well, I print parts for my telescopes, and and that's fine. But if I want to eliminate any flex out of them, casting them out of aluminum and would actually be a better solution for me.
Yep.
Hey,
Tim.
how you doing?
Hey,
Oh,
Tim.
no.
Good. How are you?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. Growing the winter beard.
Why haven't you finished it, Tim?
Finished what?
The
The
beard.
storage cells that go under the bed.
The storage cells that go under
The
the
storage
bed.
shelves that are supposed to go in underneath the rat rig
Oh, the
bed.
storage shelves.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Yeah.
Storage shells. Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
know you're only going to be printing benches on it, so why did you not
Yeah,
put the storage shells in there?
No, I'm gonna print little ducks on it too.
Again, storage shells.
Did you make the adapter to put the duck on one of your idler wheels so it can sit there and spin around at 50,000 RPM when you're
Oh,
spinning?
I should do that after I get it all put together. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be that would sit there watching go nuts on one of those idlers.
Yeah. Oh, there's Santa.
Ho, 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 ho.
Who are you calling that?
I got this off Amazon the other day. I'm getting ready.
I know you ain't talking to me.
Your resolution dropped there, Jerry. For some reason.
How dare you call me that, Jerry?
Yeah.
I told you Jerry was fake.
Oh, how you doing?
So now that you've reset your days since lost time injuries
Hey, man,
now,
yeah.
Tim, after bleeding on the last stream.
Yeah, you have to set your accident stream back to 0
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, but I've
Yeah.
given myself a new title so that I'm gonna actually take this serious now.
This should be the director of lack of operational health and safety.
Not operational, occupational.
Yeah, sorry, but the lack of.
I had
But it's only taking you,
wouldn't
10 streams to start taking it seriously.
It wouldn't fit. Do I ever
Yeah.
take anything seriously?
No.
Well, you've joined this
That's why
stream.
we
so
like you. That's why we hang out with you, because you don't take stuff seriously.
Kind of hard to see, but right here, I was working my
Yeah.
CNC, and on the door I've got latches, and I ran my head on that latch and started running blood. So, anyway,
No,
I
Jerry.
ran into a tree and I got some big old scratches on my arm here somewhere. Anyway, no biggie.
See, I'm not the only one that hurts himself.
Don't.
Yeah, but you're the only one that does
Don't
it
do
live on
homemade
stream, so we can all see it.
lobotomies.
You're the one that makes it fun because you do it live on stream, and Tim.
You got your lights
Yeah,
sorted
Amanda,
out
how
now,
you
Tim?
doing?
You got your lamps done now? Your lamps are all sorted?
The lamps.
Yep, yeah.
This one I did in. Let's see if this will light up. This one I did with transparent PLA. It will stop. Can't mess with LiPo batteries. They're no fun. That one I did with transparent. It's actually printed in PCTG.
Oh, that looks good, actually.
Yeah, the transparency is nice, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just having fun playing around with them.
I'm checking out that new program that Mike Never Let the Machines Win was talking about. Infinity Designer. Somebody mentioned on the stream.
No, Affinity Photo.
Affinity Designer. I've got Affinity Photo on my screen. It says Affinity Designer.
That came out in the end, Tim.
Anyway,
This ended up printing quite well, actually. This was the big one in the rat rig so far. So,
Nice.
What is that, Jerry? What software is that? Another like
It's
like
a Photoshop replacer.
like Photoshop.
Oh, got it.
It's $50, one-time license, like $50.
Yep.
That looks good, Tim.
Trying out for 7 days, and I'm going to buy it.
yeah.
Very cool.
I take it you lubed your linear rails in.
Yes, linear rails are lubed. I brought in some good lube for different things. I've got a bottle of this.
Yeah.
I've got a couple bottles of. It was like lube week in Canada here. So yeah.
Here's
Well,
one.
yeah,
That was the main issue.
Brown,
It was just the vibration from the linear rails. Looked like
There's still a little bit of vibration, so I've got to work on that. So I've run everything up and back and forth. Everything seems fine. It was that second layer in one spot, a little bit of vibration. Every layer afterwards was fine.
fine.
Yeah, old curmudgeon, it said $54.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
Affinity
So,
Designer.
Tim, when you gonna ship it over to me?
Well, it's not quite ready yet. I've got to put a new main board in yet. I'm putting a new main board in and updating the firmware.
Cool.
So
Looking
So
good
what board
already.
are you putting in?
we're putting in.
That's a BTT board.
Looks like it.
The SDR3
We're putting in this board.
Oh, that is the Octopus.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
that's not the octopus.
No, it's only
No?
got 6 steppers.
thank
No,
you
this
for
is
joining.
Yeah, the octopus has 8 steppers. This has
Yeah.
6. So, yeah.
Is there
You
something
know,
wrong
is
with
that
the board
enough
that's
to,
in
is
there
that
now?
enough to support Oliver Z steppers as well?
Sorry, is this?
Is that
It's got
enough
6.
ports? So you have X, Y, 3Z, and extruder, just about
Yeah.
enough.
It's
Just
got
Oh, yeah,
6.
there's
It's
enough
got
on
6.
this, yeah.
It's got 6 on it.
yeah, you're just enough. Yeah.
But it's all different. The plugs are different, so I have to crimp more wires.
Yeah.
You mean poke new holes in your fingers?
Yes. But that's okay. The opportunity is here now that I'm going to shorten all my wires because they're all way too long.
Shorten or reduce the length on? The short could mean 2 different things on your wiring.
Reduce the length on. I like that one better. That implies less hazard.
Yes, it does.
For shorting.
This title
Liam,
right here.
With your metal casting,
Yeah.
do you want to use parts once you finish down melting down the metal? Would you use it on your R2D2 unit? Some of it to make it
Depends.
stronger.
It depends on what it is. Obviously that crucible can't do something as big as that, right? It can't pour a lot of material.
I
But
mean, it don't even need to be thin. I mean, aluminum.
It's good
The
for-
strength
yeah,
is
but
when
you
it-
can't pour flat aluminum plate. It's
Rings,
rolled.
bracelets, things like that, primarily.
Yeah.
It's rolled out. So if I wanted to make something like an angle bracket, or if I wanted to make like a dovetail holder for something, I could
Or a
cast
hinge.
it. Hinges would be doing in 2 parts or 3 parts, yes.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't hinge aluminum because it's not a strong enough material. But
Mhm.
if you can't cast, well, let me rephrase this. I could not cast in a home setup. I could not cast flat aluminum sheet to do forming for an R2D2. It would be way cheaper and more economical for me just to buy aluminum sheet and get someone to press form it for me.
You can do that now. You can actually get the pre-cut plasma cut aluminum. And it's much easier. They'll on the R2D2 forums. You just order it and they'll just deliver it.
Yeah, and they'll deliver the body actually already done, but it's pricey, but you can get it done.
Oh yeah, but for the hassle of trying to home roll it, no, just much easier.
No,
Yeah.
so most aluminum sheet is rolled. It's right, and even the beds for your 3D printer comes from rolls of aluminum. That's why they have a tendency to be warped. So what they do is to fix that, you pay a lot more, and you get cast aluminum beds, and then they machine grind them to be perfectly flat, and that's where you get the really high quality flat beds like what's on the rat rig. It's the grind that's on the rat rig that Tim has is cast, but it's not finely machined after it, but it's still very, very, very flat. You can fine machine it afterwards to get it down to 50 or 10 or 5 microns of variation across the whole surface, or even less. And then, and like they did put it through a milling machine and stuff. And then in that case, you have a perfect bed out every single time. But most stuff is extruded. It is, or sorry, not extruded. It's rolled. Dual plating, yeah. Well, yeah. Giovanni kinda, I would say. It's just too much. It's all too much to be done on a home setup. Anyway, you wouldn't have the equipment to be precise enough.
Are you looking at with that crucible? What's that? 200 grams, 250 grams max of aluminium.
Roughly.
If you're lucky, yeah.
And you'd never fill it. You always go maybe about halfway.
You can't
or
because
whatever.
it's got to. You need that headspace.
It's actually it's made out of cast graphite. The crucible is cast graphite. Right. Well, like after I put it away, I cleaned my hands because my hands were covered in graphite. Right. So that's what they make them out of. So we can withstand the heat. They break easily. Just be very careful with them. But I'd be looking like making more solid parts out of it. Like this is 3D printed. This part here, the dovetail section, this is printed. This is fine as is. Now, but if I wanted a part for this to attach onto the dovetail, I could cast the dovetail. It wouldn't be hard to make it. I could 3D print it and then cast it and then pour it in aluminum, and it would come out really good and be strong. I just have to grind it and like with an angle grinder to finish it off when I'm done. And the nice thing about doing this is whatever's left over, when you cut off the excess from the vents and so on, you just put it back in and melt it down again and reuse it. So there's no real waste. The only part you waste is the part you attack with an angle grinder because it can become fine dust. So other than that, there's no waste.
Oh, the problem I was having with my MPCNC member kept grinding, is making all kinds of noise.
Yeah.
Well, I asked Shane about it. I went on B1 Engineering's website, and I instead of the 2-into-1 for the axes that I got on my 3D printers, we plugged 2 Z's into one to go to the board. Those won't work on this, so I had to make up a couple plugs, which is a pain because I had to get out my magnifying glass thing, and I had plenty of light, and I had to recrimp all my fittings, but I had to make up 2 of those plugs. Now the axes properly move and they don't grind. They're working properly now that I made these up. So
cool.
One more problem down. And then I printed a pin holder this morning so I can take off my
router,
and I can mount this bracket on there to put a pin on it for doing tests on paper. So, and I need to
pin holder.
Yeah, to hold the ink pen or whatever, so I can draw pictures and stuff to test it. So, and its G-code base, its Gerbil is on the board, not Marlin, on that little CNC box I bought. So I'll have to figure out what program I do or do not want to run it with. So anyway, but it's getting there. So another project in the works. But I got my garage chair done, so I got something cool to sit on. So.
Is that what brand is that stool?
Craftsman.
Oh, okay.
Craftsman is like $55 off Amazon. So
not bad.
And it's a little bit taller with all the padding and everything than what I had out there. So, and I like Craftsman. I got a lot of their tools. So it's the cheapest one they had on Amazon, basically.
Put some casters on there, and then you scoot all over the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine it's still waiting for his handle, Liam, to fix his.
I'm waiting on one more part, and it's probably my mailbox because I haven't walked onto the mailbox yet. That was actually at the garage. I didn't want to walk. I went out without my shoes on, to pick that up. So it was in my socks. I didn't want to walk into my driveway in my socks.
Yeah,
It's too
Giovanni,
chilly
the
out
only
there.
reason for the pin is just to check my access, make sure it's working properly. Other than that, I would never have a pin. I've seen people that put them on 3D printers. I'm thinking, why do you do that? Why do you want to draw pictures on your 3D printer? But that's the only reason. It's
Just a
for
plotter.
It's just
Actually,
for
if you could actually, if you get a piece of wood or a bit of like foam board and put vinyl on the foam board, you can get the rotating. You can get the cutters
Vinyl
with
cutter.
the cutting wheel
Yeah.
that rotates 360, and actually you can use your machine as a vinyl cutter as well.
Yeah.
I already have a vinyl cutter, 2 of them.
I don't have any. What are you using?
Cricut
You're
by any
using the
chance?
Cricut?
How do you like them?
I have a Cricut,
Yeah.
and it's actually, I've made more money with that little bit of Cricut than I've got a Saga Servo 720p. It's a
That's the
36-inch.
small Cricut. Yeah, Crickets. Yeah, I got to get the wife one for Christmas. I think.
I've got a
they're a
big
nice unit.
36-inch
The new ones are a nice
plotter.
unit. Yeah.
What'll you use them for, Jamie?
Oh, I was big into making decals. I sent decals all over the world. I bought it just to like have a hobby thing to do, and then
Famous last words.
yeah, then it turned into a job.
You sell on Etsy or?
No, you've probably never heard of an augmented reality game called Ingress.
No.
I haven't.
Okay, it's kind of like you've heard of Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, made
Unfortunately,
by
yep,
the
yep.
same company, Niantic, but all the little Pokestops in Pokemon Go are portals for those of us who played Ingress, and they were big. They were called anomalies. They would be like Oklahoma City, Tulsa, in big cities all around the world, and there would be like, I don't know, 3,000, 5,000 people show up to play this one day at this anomaly, and there are logos. Giovanni. So there's logos, and then people would have their own logos for their area, and I don't know. People just started finding out that I could do decals, and I use 3M stuff, so I don't buy the Cricut.
Yep, because
The
that's pricey.
Cricut
Yeah,
vinyl
you don't
because
need
it's
to.
crap.
You don't need to. You don't need to. Yeah.
The vinyl that I use, I've got decals that have been on the back of my car window for 5 or 6 years now, and they still look good. So people found out that I was using good vinyl, and I could do pretty much anything. I can take a picture and turn it into a decal, and then I was getting orders for like, I need 1,000 in 2 weeks, and I was working a full-time job.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I mean, it's great money, but
Yeah, you got to enjoy your hobby and have time for yourself. Otherwise, it's no fun.
yeah. So now I barely make anything anymore.
Yep. I got a 24-inch Lynx that I bought a long time ago. It's got to be 30 years old, and I made more money, thousands of dollars with that, doing trucks and vans and signs. I still do signs. I got three signs I have to do by tomorrow. And yeah, you can make a pile of money, but how much?
Meanwhile, he's sitting back in his rocking chair and saying, "Screw that."
Yeah. Well, this is my break. This is my break time right now. That's why I give it a break, give it a rest.
Yeah.
Tim, you do a lot of vinyl?
Yeah, Tim knows all about that.
Yeah, I do.
Tim's got a big company, right?
It's a little company, but
You got the big printers, the big solvent.
Yeah, I've got it's latex, a 65-inch latex printer.
Oh, that's new technology that came out maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I quite like it.
It works like they say. Is that an HP?
It's HP, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Better than less clogging than your solvent print inks?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's less cloggy. It dries instantly. You don't have to let them gas out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
And, oops, I just lost the window. There we are. And this is I have a cutter about like that. It's a 65-inch cutter. That's the new one, the Roland's GR2 640. Mine's just the 640.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I have that Lynx software that I've been using the
Bruno.
last 20 some years, 25, 30 years. And that dongle is still working, because when that fails, then you got to go and give them a bunch of money, and then it's online, the software.
Yeah. Not many of them use dongles anymore. There's still a few that do, but
Yeah, I'm just surprised it's still working. My buddy had the same thing, and he actually gave me his vinyl cutter because his dongle failed.
oh, okay.
And I looked years ago. I looked at how to hack them, and you cannot hack. It's too hard to hack them dongles.
No. Well, that's why they say when you okay, I'm going to do it. There we go. That's why they say when you get a dongle, get insurance on it. We used management software for a lot of years, and it was a $3,000 program, and you had a dongle. And the first thing the company said was get insurance on your dongle, because if you lose it, break it, we have to sell you another full package.
Wow.
Yep. If they charge me $500 or more when the dongle fails, I'll take the darn thing apart and put my own stepper motors on it and use my own software.
Yeah.
Or I'll go to Vinyl Cut USA, use their software.
Yeah. I use for cutting vinyl. I just use Flexi. It's a program called Flexi.
Yeah, that's what mine is.
Flexi
I don't have the master one. I have the one below that, but I bought this thing years ago.
Yeah, it's a subscription program, but it pays for
that's
itself.
what it is now.
They used to be a pain when you had the old dongle driven, and they're all on serial ports. They had 3 or 4 serial ports.
Yeah,
one serial port, so 3 or 4 dongles in a line, and the order would make had the wrong order, wouldn't work. Swap the order over to get the damn things to work. It's like,
well, I have it plugged in the back of
the back of your computer. Yeah, good old
Jerry,
days.
I have a question for you.
My computer, and I never unplug it.
I have a question for you, Jerry. Do you happen to have an outline of the robo without background?
The CNC?
Yeah.
I can make one real quick and send it to you. I use Sticker Meal. I can do it right now.
Okay, thank you. Can you do that for me, please?
Yeah, one sec.
Because I'm playing around with GIMP, and I can do it with GIMP. But if your software is faster, let's do it that way.
Yeah,
and just send it on to me, because I'm going to do the unboxing.
They have a trace app program that I use all the time when I make my stuff.
Yeah,
so I just log in real quick, upload a picture, it cuts it, download it.
Drop it to me on Facebook.
Yeah,
on Messenger, because
I'm
going to set up my stream.
GIMP is very powerful, but it's a big learning curve. But it's just as good as.
Well, GIMP is nice. I prefer GIMP over Photoshop.
Yeah.
Actually, I think one of these might already be cut out.
That's even faster because I know you probably did one for your setup. So
yeah, I did. Let me send you both these. You tell me which one's cut out. One is, one isn't.
Okay.
Because when I done my thumbnail, I always put clear images on there.
Yeah, because I just want to use it when I do my one for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll get my desktop CNC. I'll do the unboxing. I have 2, possibly 3 unboxings in the next couple of weeks. I have 2 for sure. I may have a 3rd one. So I want to prep for get set up for those. But I'll be doing them Sunday instead of Saturday, because I have stuff on Saturday mornings with my son.
Here, check these. One of them I know isn't. One isn't. But check them. And then if they're not, I can go in and trace one out real quick.
Yeah, just let me download them.
Huh?
Just let me download them.
Yeah, one of those should be transparent. If not, I've got the program open. I can get one.
Yeah, dongles are a pain in the ass. I've still got 3 or 4 dongles in my office at work. Pain in the bum.
Yeah, depending on the application, they can be. Yeah.
Yep. Hey Dennis, Tim is changing his motherboard out, so he's having to terminate his cables to plug into the new Big Tree Tech motherboard.
Mm.
So that's why he's not.
None of them
It's
are
all working fine.
transparent
It's all
back on
working
the
fine,
screen.
Dennis. But he's just changed the motherboard just because he can.
I'm not breaking it. I'm upgrading it.
And this
And
one, Liam,
Yeah,
this one here is this one's transparent.
I'm going to try that flipper stuff.
Clipper.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I call it flipper. I figure why not? And then that way I have a spare main board. And the main
There we
boards,
go.
I'm surprised they're
That's
not
the one.
expensive.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Always try to help.
Yeah.
You
Thank
help
you,
me
sir.
plenty. Yeah, whenever I have a problem when I'm working on something, I just PM Liam and he drops into a private chat, streamline offline quite a bit, and helps me out if I have a problem. So
It's all about help. That's what it's all about, right?
yeah, I help people when I can, and people usually help me when they can.
So everyone, that's what this is the best community around for. Everyone's ready to help, willing to help as well, which is even more scary. Happy to go out of their way to help you out.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about the maker community.
Yeah, that's
Let
a
me
whole
get
different
caught up
attitude.
Let me get caught up with chat. I didn't post all these, and I try to always post comments. So when this video repost, comments will always be included on the side. But if you're on Facebook, you're not seeing them unless I put them on the screen.
Does any of you guys remember that with the CD, the writable CDs? And by writable, I mean you can print an image on the face of the CD using your CD burner.
Yep.
I still have one of those. I don't know if you can get the discs anymore. I don't know because the discs were made. You can actually print. You burn the CD on one, the DVD on one side, but on the
Then flip
in the
it
same
over.
writer, it would actually burn an image on the other side.
Yeah, but they were expensive because they had to be a special reflective coating on the back to do that. Yeah.
Yes, it was a special type of
Just
DVD disc. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still LightScribe. That's it, John. That's it. Yeah, LightScribe.
Yeah.
But I still have a LightScribe on Drive. And I might even have one or two blanks lying around still. And I know I got it, and I don't remember using it often. So I'm sure I have a couple of blanks for it somewhere.
No, it's just too slow to print the damn labels.
Well, yeah. Well, you print the labels in paper, you stuck them on, but he always peeled off.
No,
over
when you
time.
when you actually etch the front surface, it was just very slow.
Yeah, it was, but it did a good job of it, though.
Oh yeah, did a nice
Yeah.
job.
So let me go to make up my.
Yeah.
You're breaking stuff again, Tim?
And the
I'm
great thing to
actually-
see, he's
I'm
got his
labeling-
label machine out and he's labeling
I'm
his cables
labeling-
this time.
See, you guys, you'd be proud I'm labeling my wires this time.
That's good.
I got a label maker, something like that, I bought years ago, and the batteries still work. It's in the cupboard. It still works fine.
Yeah.
Takes like a little cassette on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this takes, if I pop this open,
Yeah.
it
Mine don't
almost
have the white rim around it, but it looks like
takes
that.
these little cassettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the same
Tim.
printer.
Those were
Yeah.
good.
Get the thicker labels, the 18mm ones. Then you can print your cable labels as 3 or 4 rows
Here's
and
your
actually
line.
wrap the label around the wire, and then you can put clear heat shrink over them, and then they don't come off.
Nice.
24 millimeter
They're not
would do it.
cheap. Them cassettes aren't that cheap.
No, I've had these for 10 years or whatever. I've had these for a long time and I've hardly ever used them. So, but 24
There you go,
millimeters,
use
that's a
them
good
up.
idea. That would work.
Yeah, so you can you print 3 or 4 rows of the same label, wrap it on the wire, and then put clear heat shrink on so they don't come off,
Oh,
and it makes it look tidier.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I have the odd one. I have the odd one or two occasionally.
Well, you came through with the cure for me.
Yeah, I can't believe that worked. you
Yeah.
and Jason as well.
Thank you,
Fixed Jason's
Giovanni.
problem as well. That was
I'm
good.
starting to like Super Slicer. I played with it a bit day before yesterday. So
Yeah, I see Michael Laws just kicked over to Super Slicer now. He's pissed off with Simplified 3Ds not doing
Yeah.
their upgrades. He just swapped over now.
It took him 5 years to realize they are not going to upgrade.
No, he just pissed off with them. Yeah.
well, let's
Here's
see
my
how
label
some-
maker.
we get.
and a very large texter. But no, for doing things like what Tim's doing, using the label machine, thick tape, and then put clear heat shrink over it, never
my
comes
label
off,
maker.
and it's easy to find.
Yep, I used one down at work for wiring. No, they paid like $4,000 for it though. Their label.
Yeah, to buy the actual heat shrink for a label maker, which is expensive as hell, as tape.
I have something like those.
9mm
Yeah,
white.
that, yep.
But the trouble is with those proper heat shrink for the label makers, the labels still come off, the actual writing comes off, so you put heat shrink over the top of the heat shrink and that fixes it.
Well, but this one sort of puts a little laminate over top of the label. It's
That's the one I have.
Yep.
okay. Let's.
Then
try
that's the
the
wide.
Oh, okay.
But then throw the clear heat shrink over the end of it, and then it never peels off. So
I used it about 2 or 3 times in a whole year.
Yeah.
But this
Mine
one
was
can be
covered in
battery or
dust.
mains powered.
Took my dish rag and wiped it off. It was all covered in dust.
Yeah, same with mine.
So how'd that work out, Tim? Much better?
Yeah, actually, I like that. 'Cause it basically just it becomes part of the cable and it's not sticking out.
Exactly. Makes it tidy when you got a whole pile of small ones. Tags the other way.
Brilliant.
No charge.
You want to get bored to death. When I was an apprentice, we were doing a paper mill here in Wisconsin, and I sat for 2 weeks terminating wires using a label maker and heat shrink like that. It's like, oh my God! By the time that's done terminating all them wires, I was sick of that.
But like I said, then put some clear heat shrink over it, Tim, afterwards once it's all finalised, and then it'll never come off. Yeah.
Now I just got to figure out the rest of my wires as I take them apart.
Hey, unbelievable. We got somebody ain't been here in a long time. Jason.
Hey,
Jason.
Speak of the devil. We just talked about you, Jason. Literally just mentioned your name.
I heard it. I heard
It
it.
was
It
nothing
came running
good.
inside.
There you go.
Don't worry, it was nothing good, so it's okay.
I'm used to it,
No,
especially
that
from
was-
this group. Jeez.
And
So,
it
you
did
just
work.
get
Your
home, you
cure
had
is still
work today?
working fine.
Okay, that was a lot. What? One at a time.
Did you just get home? You had to work today?
I took today off. I got beat. So we got a lot of year-end and annual things that we're trying to get done before the end of the year, and it's a lot. A lot of things were deferred because of the human malware thing. So now we know you haven't done this in a year and a half, but hurry up and do everything you haven't done in a year and a half in the next 3 months. Thanks. We're on that, right on it. It's okay.
I took my wife to Terminal 3 yesterday, and I took the wrong road, so I had to loop it and come back to park. And then once we got to the Frontier window, then they wanted $65 for a carry-on. So
That's pretty normal now. Yep.
Ridiculous.
Yep. Spirit, Frontier, Allegiant, Southwest is going that way now.
Southwest?
Yep, Southwest is Southwest. They're actually not where I fly them. They're not that bad. Some
They're going to
places,
start making
nothing's
really
perfect.
big purses and selling, and people are just going to dump everything in that and say it's their purse, and then they don't have to pay.
Well, it's going to have to fit under the seat. If it doesn't fit under the seat in front of you and it has to go over top, you pay for what goes up above. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. That's the a la carte sales method there.
So they're finally trying to claw back the loss in revenue from the lack of flying now anywhere they can. Basically.
Any way they can. Yep. You already got the COVID tax, and now it's so yep.
So
That's okay
you
though.
still get your cheap flight, but you get screwed on freight. Yeah.
Pretty much.
For the ones that are
Yeah, it kind of sucks. So I haven't been really doing much. What have y'all been up to?
Kind
Living
of
the
the
dream
eyes of
always.
the world.
Wow. Okay, one at a time.
I got that
Everybody
big
at once.
castle going behind me.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing your posts. Yeah.
I'm on my 5th roll of filming right now. It'll be done tomorrow.
Why didn't you do the dome? Why didn't you do the R2 dome?
I do have an R2 dome I did on it a long time ago.
Did it finish? Oh, I thought it failed and you stopped.
No, I reprinted it in PETG. I've never sanded
okay.
it and painted it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some of the little fins that go around the outside where you put different things in, some of those broke off. They were like paper thin. I kept them. I've got to glue those back in, but I did get the dome done.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then I just got this in the mail today from Amazon for my garage.
Nice.
So, craftsmanship. I put
But
it
does
together
it
wrong.
swivel? Does the seat
No.
spin?
No.
Oh, boo. Take it back.
I did something stupid a while ago. I put both these braces on. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This ring won't go down over the top. So like a dummy, I'm starting to take all these out. And Louise said, hey, Gary, just put it around the seat. And after I took them all out, I realized the ring can just go around the seat.
Thanks,
You don't have
babe.
to take the braces back off. But that's what happens if you're on a live stream, you're listening and working, and you're not paying attention.
See, now we know why
She's
Matt
very
is marrying
good
her.
in DIY.
That's why
Gary,
the Priest
I
of
tell
Mini
you.
took so long.
Jerry, now we know why Matt's marrying her.
Yeah.
She's the brains of the outfit.
He's marrying up.
Yeah.
So she can fix my
The brains of the
printers.
operation.
You mean she can fix her printers? Which one's
No,
yours?
she can fix my printers.
Which
I've been
one
reading-
is yours?
I read all of
All
her
of them.
comments. It's like, wow, she's a smart lady.
She's got the resin. She's got the futon. The
Right?
futon
She's got
now.
the Mighty 4K. She's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Keep dreaming. Hey, I promised her the focus. So
Director of Occupational Health and Safety. Okay.
No, you promised her the next one you won she'd get, but you're not going to give her the Prusa Mini, so that's not very nice.
Oh.
You're going to give her the
you're leaving
Fergus
us-
instead.
like, we have-
Keep the
No,
Prusa
Our,
for yourself.
our view on you has totally changed now, Matt.
I said that.
Yeah, you're changing the story now. We heard you. We heard the original.
Jason,
which
have
was-
you ever met Jamie? Homemade
Okay.
Jam 3 right next to you. She's an awesome
No.
painter over on Facebook.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Does a lot of great work.
Tim, what are you doing?
I'm putting the proper plugs on my motors for the new board.
Allegedly.
These are the proper plugs. I fitted them and tried them.
JST
All right.
PHs looks like.
PH or XH?
I have
Which
no
ones?
idea. All I know
Then
is
how
I
do
took
you know they're the
board out-
proper ones?
Exactly.
I
You need
took
to
the
make
board out,
sure.
plugged it in, and it worked.
What pitch? What
Tried
pitch
it.
terminal are you using?
Look like 2.5 mils. So I think they're PH.
Oh my gosh,
I
Tim.
have no idea.
Oh.
They came in a box that looked just like this.
Tim,
He's gonna.
Tim,
he's
you're gonna have to find a substitute sidekick for tomorrow. I've been ordered elsewhere. So
Okay, fair enough. Well,
Okay.
all I'm doing tomorrow is following Rat Rig's instructions for installing this new board.
okay.
Tim, you're gonna put all the new plug-ins on, and then all of a sudden
There
you
won't be any
check them.
printing tomorrow. I guarantee that. because-
Oh, you don't need
I
me
promised
anymore,
you a
Tim.
focus.
You're
So I
doing
can
just
use focus.
fine.
Yeah, see, so if I go ahead and the one I rewired and I go to plug it in any one of these plugs on the board, it fits just fine.
You're gonna
Okay.
clamp them all on, and then all of a sudden
And
you're gonna
notice
find out
this
there's a
time,
pin
Jason,
missing.
he is labeling his cables now
Yes.
before he plugs them in. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that just fits.
Well,
that fits fine.
After the original build debacle,
Yes.
you got to have to label all that stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, they
he's,
fit
he's
fine.
learned.
I
He's
lucked
learned,
out on the plugs.
which is good.
Yeah.
Tim also learned that when you're measuring voltage, you've got your test leads on the pins, that you don't let the leads touch either. So
Oh,
otherwise
it lets the smoke
that
out,
sparks
yeah.
a little bit, lets a little
Yeah.
spark out. It's exciting, but not of value.
Didn't fry the board. I was lucky.
This time.
But I'm excited because I've got one of these hot sought after little duckies.
Oh, you should have just printed one.
But listen,
Yeah. Squeakies.
But
Take
Jason,
100 of them and give them to your dog.
he is going to make an adapter so he can actually stick it on top of one of his idler wheels, so it'll sit there and spin at 58,000
There you
RPM.
go. That's right. Oh, that's right. You don't have a traditional extruder on the side.
No, so
where
put
you
that on
can
one of his
have it
idler
spin
wheels.
around.
Have
Yeah.
it spinning around.
that's okay. I'm gonna order the Hornet eventually, or the Mosquito, whatever.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why do you want another printer?
She's working on Jamie.
Blue, red, green, black.
I'm curing the inside.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
I use my little
that's how you do it. Yep.
my what is it?
Fiber
LED,
optic. Fiber
the
optic
UV LED.
Yeah.
Yeah. but she's got on a fiber optic.
I
Yeah.
hook it.
Yeah.
I just hold it.
Can you buy
My
those
flashlight
individually?
batteries are dead.
Because I've got a little UV light bulb I got hooked up to a battery, and I just stick the head of the light bulb in the print. I don't actually have a little fiber optic line.
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
this
It
was
all works.
This was super cheap on eBay, like $3, I think.
Nice.
I just make sure that I don't make my holes any smaller.
Yeah, I usually go 4 millimeters or bigger. I think
Yeah.
for what I got, 3 millimeters is too small.
If only it's
Anything I
some
can
way.
do to keep from having a split print, I'm going to do, because I spend way too much time painting. So I don't want to ruin that.
Yeah.
If only there was some way to make an adapter to fit the other end over one of your light bulbs. If only.
There is an adapter that you can print on Thingiverse.
Oh, really?
That goes onto the little UV flashlights.
Yeah, I'm just staring.
Yeah,
Make
but
more
I
stuff.
try to do things the hard way.
Hey, could you send me a link to that if you can find it sometime, the way you're using there? Because I've got
Fiber
UV
optic
bulbs, I've got a UV flashlight, but I don't have anything that's like a fiber optic line.
Yeah, like the link to this.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sure.
appreciate it. It might be something I can use. I'm not sure. I'll look at it.
Look at the detail on this.
That's nice. Yeah.
Wow.
That's resin for you, though.
Yep.
Like I say, I use my airbrush or my air compressor, and I completely dry them out 100% before I cure them.
Isn't that released next week? No, next month. The Eternals that comes out next month on the movies.
November 5th.
Yeah.
I'm going to convince you someday to go my route and just do gray.
I would use this to
But
dry
then you
them,
don't
but it
get
melts.
that.
It always melts it. I don't know why.
Yeah. Only because you keep them within 5 feet of the light source. That's why you got to be 100 feet away.
Yeah.
I hate how this thing will not focus.
There we
There
go.
you go. Oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Eyes are beautiful. Well, women would be better at painting faces than men because they do makeup, so they understand layering and all that. Where
Yeah.
you know,
See, if I would have printed that and tried to paint it, it would end up looking like Jerry's Ike picture of Liam.
yeah.
Yeah. That's how it would come out.
Only better. Only
There-
better.
Well, it could
Only
be worse. Could be worse. No, it could end up looking like Jerry.
There, that's how that model would look if I painted it.
Somebody posted
Yeah.
a picture.
No matter
of
what the model was, it'll all end up the same.
the 3D printing model marketplace the other day, and it's the Rose from the Titanic, and she says, "Paint me like one of your French ladies or whatever." And then the second picture down is her eyes are just white blobs. Eyes are hard. It takes me a
Oh,
minute.
man.
That's why I would print them on the printer and then put little sticky decals in there. Then the eyes are
Googly
perfect.
eyes. Just a stick on googly eyes. That'll be fine.
Her
Yeah, that'd be
eyes
really
are. You couldn't do that with. Oh my god!
That's the one. Yeah.
You couldn't do that with her because she
Yeah, that'd
is.
be too tiny.
Oh, I could.
See how? Oh, I hate this camera. Okay, see how they are.
Blue
her
blue
pose-
eyes with black pupils. Yeah.
Her pose
That's-
is she is looking up
Upward,
as
yep.
her face is down. So you couldn't. I don't know if you could use. I don't know if you could use decals or not. Maybe if you
Well,
cut
look,
them.
I'm classically trained in finger painting, and I promise you I can make that look horrible.
Well, you're doing well, Jason.
I'm
Some
classically
of them
trained in
use
wall
crowns
painting.
because they go home. They go back in the box with bite marks on, so I'm not even allowed to use crowns.
Yeah, whenever people post anything on Facebook or on my group, I always give them a compliment, tell them how good it looks, or I give them a thumbs up. If people privately message me and ask me what I think, I'll privately tell them what I think. But I think that some people post pics and they're trying to punk me because, you know, I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but some things don't look very well that people have posted. I can't imagine that they honestly posted that thinking they done a good job. Does that
Well,
make
Jerry,
sense?
you just
Well, if
said,
that's the best they can do, that is a good job.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Jerry,
yeah. It's
Jerry,
all-
you
it's
just
all
said
sliding
if someone
scale.
asked you,
Sliding scale.
if someone
When-
asked you your opinion, that you tell them honestly. what do you honestly think of all of us?
I love everybody here.
Hang on,
Everybody
hang on.
Maybe
Let me
we
just,
don't really know to know the answer to that.
Well, I'll tell
screen
you
goes
what he
black.
told me
Screen goes
once.
black. Screen goes
Now
black.
you open up a can of
I'll tell
worms.
you what he told me once. Is it okay to tell him, Jerry?
Sure,
When I asked,
privately, I told him the
So,
truth.
so I sent him a picture of something that I painted, and he said it looks like a blind man jumped up and down with a paintbrush in his hand.
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
Come on,
That's
Jerry.
like-
Don't spare his feelings next time.
So after a good cry, I just put it on the shelf. Yeah.
I just try to. I try to kind of skirt around. Your painting looks like caca, and I say things like, maybe next time try this, or try this, or try this. I don't want to tell somebody. I can't be like some
Jerry.
people and just flat out say, "Oh, that looks like crap."
She's talking
I
about you,
don't.
Jerry.
I don't ever say
Okay.
anything like that publicly. I always
Jamie?
compliment people publicly because people do their very best, and I try to give them a pat on the back and let them know they've done a great job on it.
Yeah, because if you tell somebody, "Oh, that looks like crap," then they may not ever want to paint anything again.
I don't paint very well, and I don't know how to layer my paints. I don't know how to do eyes. I can't do skin tones very well. And I asked somebody one time, and we both know who we're talking about. Jamie knows who I'm talking about how well did I do, or what do you guys think? And I got ripped up by somebody, and she done it nicely, but it was the truth. The person that was commenting, "We should have done this. You should have done that. You looks like you did this. Looks like you did that." And she was exactly right, but I didn't know how to do it any better. But in the future, I can learn, and I can also learn not to ask for comments if I don't want to hear the truth. So I'm learning. I don't paint that much, and I have a lot to learn.
I agree with Dennis. The best part about the Droid builds, rattle can paint job, it doesn't matter, it improves it. The worse, the better. Makes them look really good, battered and worn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
or use the right filament color and just print it in one color, you know.
If you
I
can
use
paint
the
the
20
rattle
foot
There's
can-
no way you could paint that, but filament, yep, does the job for you.
Actually, Jamie, you said that you couldn't tell people like that. If you ever need to tell people a totally blunt answer, feel free to call Kieran.
Do you know how
if
to
you
spell
can
the
paint with a
word
rattle
shit?
can, you can airbrush. The hardest thing about airbrushing is getting a clogged nozzle. Your needle getting clogged, your nozzle getting clogged is the hardest thing about airbrushing. But if you can paint with a rattle can, you can airbrush. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Thin
Biggest
paint.
problem are clogs.
It's on the list of things to work up to as an airbrush. That's the down the line, but it'll be another string to my bow.
I have an airbrush, and I use my airbrush just to apply paint lighter than I would out of a rattle can. That's the only reason why I use it. I'll do the same color. It'll be one color, but it's just to apply it in a lighter way than I would out of a rattle can, because a rattle can put it on a bit too heavy sometimes.
A lot of things that you
Stand
try to
back a little
paint with a
further.
brush will leave streaks, or it'll be too thin and you can see right through the paint. White is a great example, but if you airbrush it, it comes out perfect, needs almost no paint. It's got a perfect finish, it's done.
See, that rocket was done with white airbrush.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the only time I did it.
But that's not just white. There's
Nice.
grays on that as well. So that
There's
just
grays
comes out.
on it.
Yeah.
Sure, shadows to the illusion.
Now,
But-
you cannot say you did that with a rattle can.
This is the one that I did a little trick though. I added mica powder in with my paint, so
To shine it.
that adds even more pigment and
Makes it more opaque. Yeah.
yeah, but it also has like an iridescent to it. So because like with this lycra suit she's wearing, it's going to have that sheen to it.
Yep.
So yeah,
You're
That's
muted,
nice.
Matt.
I was pretty proud of this one.
Okay.
That came out
Not as
nice.
muted.
Okay.
That's-
You should be. I don't have the patience for that. That's the
I
other
was not
part of it
talking, I
is
just was
I just
judging
don't.
myself. Like
Okay.
I couldn't get my head around like what she's I couldn't paint.
No,
You know?
that's
If
it.
that would be one
an art.
thing to do in the Squid Games, I would die.
Yeah,
Squid Games.
if I was in Squid Games, I would also die. There's too many things there,
Yeah, I would.
But I'm sorry to say, walking across the bridge of glass, there's a time limit. We're in a hurry. If somebody's in front of me and they don't hurry, I'm sorry. I would push them on one or the other so I can
Yeah.
progress.
I would totally
and I would
push.
walk down the metal beams. I wouldn't step on the glass, and then they'd probably shoot me for doing that.
Well, I think
How fast you run?
Liam would be the one leaning down, going, "Okay, because of the refraction and the light, this is the
That's me.
You
And then they turn the lights off.
I tried to watch that like 4 or 5 times, and I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes. And then when I seen all the posts, like, okay, I'll sit down and watch it. So once I watched the first episode, like, well, this is pretty good. And then I went ahead and watched it all, and it was pretty good.
It's got a good story.
Matt hasn't seen
You
Squid
don't want to
Games
go and
yet.
discuss some refractive index. That's a nasty thing to get into.
Yeah,
Enough of that
but
with
that's the
Inception.
stuff I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
I'm printing
Enough
some of
Inception
your
slides.
zip
I'm
tie.
not gonna watch it.
Tim.
Are you?
I think
Cool.
it's disgusting.
They're the V2, so they were the
the
final
TV
V2
show.
until
Good.
the V3 came out. But
Oh, okay. But still.
it was the only
V2
email I could find from you.
Okay. Well, V2 is pretty good. V3 is just they're a little stronger, but they're overkill. You don't need them as strong as I made them.
No, I don't. I just need him to hold some fan wires. I just ran out. I only had a few left and only needed like 4 more. I wasn't going to buy a bag of 100 yet,
No.
so figured I'd print a few and throw them so I can get the wiring done on that.
When I was in first grade, which is a really long time ago, the elementary school I went to, their field at that time didn't have grass. It was all dirt. And I remember taking a bag of marbles and a sock to school. And before school, the kids would play marbles and win marbles from each other by, setting little things up. And I do remember that way back when, a long time ago. I don't know anybody
Yeah.
else ever done that.
Yeah, we did
I
the
know
same thing. We made a
Jerry
circle.
just admitted to being as old as dirt. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like going to school with Dennis the Menace?
Yeah.
Well, Kieran is staying quiet because he's older than dirt.
Unfortunately, yes, I am the oldest one on the stream at the
Jason,
moment.
you're
So
what, like
yes,
47,
I will leave it
48,
alone.
right, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I got 10
I
years
think
on you, yes.
I think I got you beat by a year.
I'm 57, yeah.
And I'm still not telling y'all how old I am.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
no.
about decimal.
21, 22
She's 21
Jason
and a
is my
bit
new
to
best
get her own
friend.
business.
ish.
Jason is my new best friend.
Yeah,
Wow.
see, we must
My
remember.
son is older than that.
Are you flirting, Jason?
Well, I've
Your
a
wife knows
daughter.
about
I
that?
have a daughter in her late 20s.
I'm 60.
Who?
Me.
Oh no, it's, Dixon is 60 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well-
I have a daughter, and I have a daughter. My oldest is in her late 20s. She's actually living in Hawaii. She working as an accountant.
Yeah, my son's 35 and my daughter's 34.
I
No,
think my son is
32.
32.
My son
You
is
think?
31.
Yeah, he's 32 or 33.
I've
Is
got
that
an
is
8-year-old
that one of the ones
granddaughter.
you don't know about?
Yeah, I have 2 grandkids. I'm grandpa.
I'm a
I'm-
junior.
I'm not, and I don't mind if she waits much longer before that happens.
So how do you guys think I am?
102.
32.
30s
32.
maybe.
No,
Damn, you got it. You hit the nail.
What are we looking at?
That's a 20
The
millimeter
timeouts.
rotating channel lock slot for cable ties.
Oh, cool.
That
Oh,
fits
nice.
pretty good.
Hey,
I just posted
link
the link in
that.
Thingiverse.
I need that. Link that.
There we
will
go.
ya?
The links in chat.
Actually, you know what you should do, Tim? Your
What?
cable management that you have with the curve in it to hold the cable,
Yeah.
take that into Tinkercad, cut off the bottom of it, the locking part of it, and attach it to yours. So then now yours is really strong, but it can go into the V slot, turn and lock into place, and
Okay.
that'll be an enhancement to your one.
That
Yes,
might
that's
be
a-
a good idea. I'm
Yes,
not.
Or just make that piece in Fusion.
Yeah.
I mean, you made the
Yeah.
other piece in Fusion. Just add it in Fusion.
Easy enough. Yeah, it's 5 minutes in Fusion 360, and
Yeah. So the links on the in chat and sorry in the comments. So
Matt is not the baby. No, I think the youngest in the stream is Jason.
No.
no.
I
I'm
think
the baby here.
Yeah, Matt's definitely the baby.
he is.
32.
I would say so. I would say
30. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 48.
And Jamie's 21 plus. So
Yeah, see, you're always 21 in the bid, and that bit's her own business. So.
21 plus tax.
See, I'm just kind. I only give you 2 pluses, not 3.
Bruno
21 plus
Massa,
tax.
thank you very much for the $10 on PayPal. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh man.
No, but it's
What hot end are
Hey.
you gonna put on there,
Come on.
Tim?
I'm going to leave the one I got on here for now because I haven't ordered one. I'm probably going to order the Dragonfly or the either that or the Wasp, or maybe the Mosquito.
And a can of bug spray.
Yeah, I've got. Oh man, I just ran out of.
I watch a lot of shows that are Korean or different shows, and they dub in the American voices, and they get it pretty good. It's just
it actually Squid Games is very different. There's a couple of them out there, and the verbiage in Korean and in English, they actually change an awful lot of it. It's not the way it was originally done in Korean.
But they said they did that on purpose.
I don't
They
know
said
why.
I don't know why. I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw that the filmmakers,
they
whatever,
might have said this, but we're hearing something different.
they
what
said
really
they did it intentionally when they converted it to English for their reasons.
Maybe
I
some of the
don't-
words
I don't
might not have
remember
made
why.
sense translated word for word.
I don't think that was it. I think they just did it specifically to give some maybe it's worded different, but it gives a similar effect
Different culture.
as if it was right.
Yeah.
So it may sound weird, but maybe it was supposed to be that way. But if they did it maybe one for one, it just wouldn't give the same type of meaning or effect. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of caught something and was like,
And in the
oh,
movie,
but not
the
something I wanted to watch anyway.
The subtitles were different than the dubbing. A lot of it.
A lot of the like on Netflix, because I'll watch a lot of the foreign stuff that's dubbed over. If you turn on the subtitles, it'll be different than what you're hearing.
Yeah, we understand, Jason. When it's in a foreign language, it's an art form. When it's got subtitles.
Can you speak English, please, Karen?
Ja, ich spreche Deutsch, kein Problem.
Yeah.
See, that's better.
Wie geht es dir? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I was watching. What was I watching? My Life is Murder. Have you seen that with Lucy Lawless? So the first season she was in Australia, and the second season it's in New Zealand. And that the first episode of the second season, she was walking past somebody that was kind of in her way, or a dog or something. She said something, and they were like, "Is that an Australian accent?" She's like, "No, I'm from here." She walks off, which is pretty funny because you know
she's good. She's hard case.
Sounds the same. Yeah.
Sometimes I
If
get
you
mistaken to be South
if you like
African.
Squid Game, Alice in Borderland is really good.
I've heard Alice in Borderland is good. I haven't watched that one either. I tried to watch Squid Game and got about I gave it about 8.5, 9 minutes. And
Well,
that was
that's
just
just
like,
it. I've done that 3 times.
not for
Eventually,
me.
I watched it, and then it got better.
I wish I could be like that. I have a bad problem of, okay, I'll just watch one more. Okay, I'll just watch one more. I end up binging the entire series in one day.
Did you hear what happened on the movie that Alec Baldwin was in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Isn't it awful?
they were firing. They were setting up for a shooting,
Literally.
recording a scene, and they had blanks in the gun, and a blank went off really close to somebody and it killed them.
No,
Well,
it was a real bullet. It was a live bullet.
It was a bullet.
It was a live bullet.
Nope. The round went through the camera operator and into the producer. It was a 45 round.
Yep.
Killed
Bruno
one of them.
Massa.
The other one is in the hospital, I
It was
guess.
supposed to be a blank, but it was actually
Here's
a
a
live
link.
round.
Here's a
Yeah.
link to Bruno Mass's store. I just posted a link in chat. Some of his sculpts here are kind of risky, so I won't go through all the pages. But there's a link there and a bunch of different sculpts that he's done. There, I put the link to it in chat.
Cool.
Well, that looks like Alice in Borderland right there.
Well, Alice is a dude.
You're ruining it for me now.
Sorry. Sorry. My bad.
Are any of these on Amazon?
Those models?
No, these movies you're talking about. I don't watch any TV, so this
Net-
is.
Oh,
Netflix.
most of that stuff
They're
is on
on,
Netflix, I
Oh,
think.
yeah,
Netflix,
Netflix.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. I watch. I stream whatever I want to see. So I don't have cable. Normal.
Bruno Mesa, are you
cable TV.
German? Or
Yeah, I've got Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. What else do I got? Sling.
I don't have Sling.
YouTube.
Oh, we don't have Sling.
How ironic you guys were talking about Baldwin. How
We
ironic.
do,
Disney.
We do
He fought
Fubo here.
about gun control and then he does that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't him. It was a stunt, and someone had live rounds in a weapon.
I know,
Well,
but
there's
he
a
still
lot
didn't
more
play-
to it than that. They
he still
were
didn't play the
filming. The
rules
film
of
crew
handling a
walked off.
weapon.
They brought in, scabs to work. They were already complaining that the set was
Yeah.
bad, that the producers were treating them like crap.
Wasn't
Now a
safe.
producer gets shot.
And the stunt coordinator,
But here's my
coordinator
thing:
wasn't on
you're
site.
Alec Baldwin, right? You've been in the movies a long time. You've picked up a lot of prop guns. You should know what you're doing. If somebody hands you a gun, you look at it and make sure it's safe. If you don't, the gun was in your hand. Whatever they decide to do, there should be a criminal investigation until they determine it may not be criminal. But if
There is.
either way,
Look at
they're investigating, and at the minimum, he should be held accountable, whether it's accidental, whether it's manslaughter, murder, whatever it may be. He needs to be held responsible for what he did. The gun was in his hand. It
They've
was not
already
safe.
said
Look at
they
Brandon
are actually
Lee.
treating it as a criminal investigation until they determine it's not.
They
already
absolutely should,
happened.
because you never know. I mean,
When
you
they-
don't know what was going on with the producers, if they were having, if they had personal relationship issues, if they had staffing relationship issues, if there were somebody could have, they know there were crew issues. Somebody could have set him up for it to happen, knowing that he wouldn't check the gun because he's lazy. There's all these different things that they need to find out. So
Look at Brandon Lee when they were filming The Crow and he got shot dead with a 44
Yep.
Magnum.
yeah.
Who doesn't check a gun? Especially if I'm the actor and you're going to point a gun at me, I want to check
Yep.
the gun.
Well,
Yeah,
that one was found out to be a little bit different. Those were not supposed to be blanks. They were supposed to be dummy rounds, and dummy rounds are different. Dummy
And
rounds
there's a
have the
bullet
powder
supposedly
removed,
lodged in the
so
barrel
you can't
and
really
the
look. Even if you looked at it and it was marked, you can't see inside the casing, right?
Mm.
One
Yeah,
of
but
them didn't have the powder
as Jerry
removed.
said, though, the gun that he had, there was a bullet, for the want of a better
Lodged
word,
in the barrel,
stuck in the
but
barrel.
I've
So
never
the dummy
heard of that
round
happening,
dislodged
but yeah.
the material in the barrel, which killed him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mm.
It wasn't the round; it was a blank,
Oh,
but
okay.
it discharged. And
Right,
actually
it
there
was the
something-
plastic particles. They were so close to
There
him
was a
that
plug in the barrel from a
But
previous
something that happened-
previous
plastic
like
round.
particles hit him in the
Oh,
head.
like
like
the
when-
packing from the last.
It's like when Bruce
Yeah,
Lee
and that's
died
what
and then here
discharged.
comes his son and maybe
Yeah.
it was, it's hard to say what really happened.
I have a
Yeah.
question, Jerry.
Huh?
Did your Robo come with a diode laser or not?
No, I didn't order the one with the diode laser.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I gotta go mute for a little bit.
Alrighty.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
young
Well,
lady.
I wasn't leaving. I was just
She's
gonna
just
mute
muting.
for a little bit.
Bye.
Fine.
Ignore him. The rest
Bye.
of us do.
Bye.
No, ignore him, Jamie. The rest of us ignore him. It's okay. You just ignore Jason.
It's Jason. We make allowances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might have even been murdered. It could have been all the stuff surrounding it. I named my son after Brandon Lee. So I used to follow Bruce Lee and his son quite heavily. But anyway.
Cool. I'm just setting up my stream for tomorrow
Okay.
while we chat.
What time
Yeah,
are you streaming?
there'll be a
I'm
while.
going to be 11 a.m. US East.
Okay, I'll make sure I'm awake so I can watch it.
And I will be at work as usual to annoy you via chat.
That's okay.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. East. That's
Okay.
8 a.m. your time.
Yeah, I might not be up.
I'll
As
usually
Kieran
set my
said,
alarm when
it's
you're
Jason. We make allowances.
what happened to Lama? Is he still in? I mean, I hope we didn't offend him.
Who?
I think it would take a lot more than us to offend Lama.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. He has a soft spot,
Yeah, normally the back of the skull.
That's even if he was paying attention to you.
And that's a very big if.
Anybody else like to drop in and hang out? We've got more room. Anybody has any questions? You're welcome to post them. Anybody here wants to talk about anything? I can show it or just start chatting away.
I'll chat in a second. Just let me get the stream set up.
My sister was supposed to send me pictures. I got to call her and see why she didn't send them of the ship I'm going to be putting on Facebook tomorrow or Monday.
My pallet 3 is supposed to come next week, so
yeah,
I'm gonna get that set up on the. Huh?
Yeah, it's supposed to be getting shipped. Started shipping this week, didn't they?
Mine shipped last week, so I think it comes on Tuesday, or I think that's what it says. So, knowing UPS or FedEx, whoever they are, it's probably Wednesday or Thursday.
The Pallet Pro, getting the Pallet Pro.
Yeah, the 3 Pro. Yeah. So I'm gonna set it up first on the Prusa. Because it's supposed to have a quick setup for the Prusa, so that way I can play with it, get used to it, and then I'll move it over to. My plan is to move it to this one when I get it finished, the big one in the back. But I may change that though, so I'm not sure. I may just leave it on the Prusa because I can't see myself printing something 500 millimeters wide. In 8 colors, I would have a a color change block, a waste block the size of the printer next to it. So
If you would.
Yeah.
So where are you going to hang all those 8 rolls of filament to feed your pellet?
Yes.
To be decided, Kieran. To be decided.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
I was hanging from the ceiling.
No, I'm probably going to get another rep box just to keep either just this one will hold 6 full rolls or 8 small rolls and then 2 full rolls or whatever. You can mess around with it, but I'm probably just going to get another one because I don't want to be stringing the transport tubes all the way across, and I need to get my carpenter in here to finish to get him start building the cabinets for what I need underneath for storage too.
I take it you ordered yours at the start and got the nice discount on your original one, as opposed to the after they released them. That was quite a big discount they had on that, didn't they?
Yeah, I got it a little cheaper than that. I got a hookup, I guess you could say. I don't know. Just somebody had a code that was like, "Hey, do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
I did like Joel's video when they had, what was it, 20 pallets wired together to do that multi one they did. Was it 20 pallets? 100 and something rolls of filament. There's a
Oh wow.
There's pallet driving a pallet driving a pallet driving a pallet. There was a massive collection of pallets on it. It was insane.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Bruno, I have my mic muted. Bruno, I've got 3 resin printers, an Elegoo Mars, and a Cubic Photon Mono X, Sonic Mighty 4K, couple diode lasers, a K40 laser, a whole bunch of FDM printers, a couple CNC machines, and everybody here pretty much has the same.
No, I'm the odd man out. I've only got the one FDM, and that's it. So I've got a tight rein for my CFO. So I've only got the one FDM, Bruno.
Yeah,
everybody else.
And you've got the laser printer behind
Matt's
you.
fiance has more printers than Kieran does.
Yeah, my additional printer counts as a laser printer and an inkjet behind that on the next shelf down. That's my 3 printers. That's it.
Yeah, I have 21 or if I count my lasers, it's 24. I have about 26 machines right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've cut back.
Get a small
I'm down
FDM.
to these 5, and I wanted it to be 4, but I'm just going to keep the Prusa, so it'll be these 5 and the 2 resin printers that I had, the Mighty 4K and the Mono.
Yeah, I have 6
SD.
resin. I have 6 resin, and I know I have another one coming. I have the rest of them are FD. I have FDMs. I have a couple of lasers, different types of lasers, maybe 4 or 5 lasers. and I have 2 CNCs.
I have 7 G-Techs, 1 resin printer, a longer, and a Homer. But the Homer I don't count. The Homer's just terrible. I mean,
Well, see, with these 4 printers, at the speed I can print at, is like your 21 printers, Liam.
Greetings, Earthlings and Astro. Thanks, John. Love you too, bro.
Hey, tripod.
Hey, tripod.
Hey, John.
You see, with friends like
God,
Tripod, who
he's
needs
here.
enemies, right?
Earthlings and Astro.
Curmudgeon's asking, how many steppers does a Voron 2.4 need?
7 if you count the extruder. So four independent Z motors, 2 X and Y or A and B. It's not really A and B, it's X and Y, but whatever. However you want to look at it. And then 1 for the extruder.
So really go for the octopus and have 1 spare just in case.
That's what I've got in that is the octopus. I had 2 octopus boards sitting around, so I threw that in there. And then I'm going to put the octopus in the, I broke the rat rig, so I've got to, yeah, I know. I was printing,
it's not mine.
I was printing fast and I heard this ding, like when you hit like a tuning fork.
You broke a belt?
I popped the frame.
What?
Oh, yeah,
So it's skewed. Yeah. So, well, remember the rat rig is put together with hammer nuts, so I obviously didn't have them all seated in one corner or another. Maybe
And
more.
1 jumped. Yeah.
So yeah, so what I've done, I just ordered a bunch of slide-in T-nuts, and I'm just going to tear it down and rebuild it with slide-in T-nuts rather than the hammer nuts, and just put the octopus in it. So it really won't take long, because it's just the outer corners that really need it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so I can print in the center just fine, but if it starts to go past that, anything that's square becomes rhombus.
Quadrilateral.
Not so square.
Yes. Not so square. It's become square-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not round, it's okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's weird because it'll still print round fine. It's just the square gets skewed. So which is just, I'm like, whatever. I heard that noise and I was like, what was that? I thought something fell and hit one of the frames. And I didn't realize it till I ran another print, and everything that was square was off. And I'm like, what happened here? So I reprinted it, and everything was off. And I'm like, oh. So then I went and measured the frame, and yep, sure enough, it was a good 5 mil off.
Stress on it.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I just need to stop fooling around with it and just set it up to print is what I need to do. I've said that before. I need to stop fooling around with it because at between 300 and 400 millimeters a second, if it's not tight, something's going to come loose. So
at least it's only mechanical. It's not electrical or a belt or a motor, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Once you finish repairing it, just get a fidgety toy. Like a little fidgety toy. What's it called? Fidgety toy?
A fidget.
Spinners, yeah.
Like the spinner toys or something.
Yeah. Keep yourself busy.
I know. Well, I try to keep myself busy with the other things. So the Voron, I'm waiting. I decided not to. Like I looked at how much wiring I have because I've got those 2 printers that just need to be wired for low voltage components, and I'm like, well, I have enough to do one and some of the other, so I decided to order a harness for the Voron with that. I can't even say it. Whatever that wire is, the haloflan floop stuff. Whatever. It's not the silicon wire. It's the whatever. So I'm just waiting on that.
Stuff.
Yeah. So when that comes, I'm just gonna set them up, wire them both at the same time. All the tools are out, the crimps are out, everything's out, wire them both up, and then just put it all away once. That's my plan.
And as far as for buying a resin printer, it all depends how much money you want to spend. I would recommend getting a mid-size resin printer. Bruno was wondering about resin printers, and I'd say a mid-size, but they're anywhere $500-$600. I wouldn't buy something really small. Depends what you want to print.
Depends on what you want to print.
Do you want to print mini? Do you want to print little statues? I mean, like the stuff on your website, I would say a mid-sized resin printer. And my Anycubic Photon Mono X is an awesome little printer. I do have a Frozen Mighty 4K, but I like the Anycubic better, and they came way down in price. So I would personally say a mid-sized resin printer. Anybody else here want to add to that?
Well, like
That's a good
I have
idea.
the Mighty 4K and the Photon SE, and I'll use the Photon SE more often because of what I print. I'll print the greebles and stuff for the droids, and they're very small parts. It's easier. It's easier to clean, less resin in the vat. Just because it's just smaller, so it's just easier to deal with. But if I want to print something larger, I could. Like I could print actually any one of those droids on the Mighty 4K, but I don't. So
I want to second the Mono SE.
it's a good printer. Most of the resin printers now are pretty good. Most, not all, most.
As long as you don't start out with a big one, because you're just going to pay a pile of money for resin.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
currently
you'll pay
out
a
of
lot
resin.
for resin, and you'll pay a lot for IPA and.
Yeah.
I had to print another witch for my wife for her mom. She's a little witch that I did. So I printed one resin. I put a little bit of tenacious in it to make sure I had enough and chuck it up. And that was pretty much all I had on resin. So maybe next month I can buy some. I have to wait till money comes in.
Ever since I switched to the water washable resin, I haven't it cut the IPA down to almost nothing. So, and for me, it's worked out really well. I know some people have issues with it or problems with their prints, but for me, it prints and it doesn't crack, it doesn't explode, it doesn't, it's fine.
This is
Bruno,
printed
when
on
you say
my
you want to print big, well, like what kind of big are you talking?
Yeah, I printed.
Who were you asking?
Big.
Bruno said
Oh.
he wants to print big.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want a resin print big or you want an FDM print big.
Resin print.
Oh, well then then
I mean,
yeah.
this she's 1/6 scale.
Mega 8K resin printer.
Most, and I would say
8K is a
12
waste
inches.
of money.
Most models like these are
In
cut.
pieces.
Are
Yeah.
Yeah,
cut
it could have been
for
half.
the smaller printers because that's just what most people have.
Yeah.
Chris was
I
asking.
like
if
the
would
mega
show her
size.
again.
I mean, 8K is not much different from 4K. I mean, it's only a little
Not
bit.
at that size. If you're upscaling something,
Yeah.
it makes a difference. But at that size, the difference between 4 and 8K is small. If you do a really large print, then you will see the difference, right? It'll stand out because the amount of the layer lines will change, right? So
But it'll still look really good.
Oh, it will.
At 4K.
Yeah, I agree. It'll look
know.
fantastic. But
Yeah.
that when you scale stuff up, that's when then the resolution of the printer makes a bigger difference.
Yeah. Like I mean, on the 4K printer, if you do a miniature, the difference is I would have to put it, under a camera or a macro lens or a microscope to really see the difference in between how a super tiny little buckle or something on somebody's boot or belt looks. Otherwise, after you paint it, it's going to look pretty globby too. Well, at least after I paint it, it's going to look pretty globby too. So,
Yeah, with your rattle can from 3 inches away. Yeah.
So I could probably do 240p after I paint it. It looks like 8K.
In that
Chris,
K blob.
I
It
have
would look like
5
it would-
resin printers, and I print just about everything on that Mono SE.
But
Because
see, if I
I don't know when the last
painted
time I
it,
had a fail.
But
I'd
the
be a
Mono
bit like
SE is what,
Jason.
a 2K?
60
What's that, Liam?
centimeters. I don't have my
Say,
count.
yeah.
60
Are we saying, Liam?
centimeters. How many inches?
2 feet.
Yeah, roughly.
60 centimeters
50
Yeah,
centimeters,
that's
10
yeah.
inches. 10 inches. So
Or 50
10 to 12
centimeters.
inches.
50 or
12.
60 centimeters.
Oh, I
It's
see
all
the comment.
1/6
50 or
scale.
60.
60 is 23 and a half,
Yeah.
It's
roughly.
right here. I'll tell you.
You need a
50.
large resin printer. Like if you wanted to print a helmet or something like that, you need a large resin printer. Even then, you might have to cut it in half, but he does figures. So
50 centimeters is just over 19 and a half inches, and 60 centimeters is just over 23 and a half.
yeah, a mid-sized resin printer can't do it unless the model's cut up in pieces, then it could do it.
Yeah.
But very rarely does any designer ever make a model that's not cut in pieces, where it's cut at the waist, arms, legs, head, everything separate. That way you can properly paint them and then just put them together. Or you can
And
be like
fold the
me
door
and
plate
glue
up to make them print faster.
You could be like me, glue the whole thing together, prime it, throw it on Facebook, and then I have trouble painting it. It's like glue the whole thing together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're disenfranchising a huge customer base too. Not everybody has a giant printer.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more people have smaller ones than they do have larger ones.
I
So.
doubt that I would ever own a large resin printer unless somebody sent me one to review, because I don't have a need for it, and I'd have to take bottles and bottles of resins just to do anything, just to cover the vat.
No.
Not only that, if you do it one piece and it fails, then you got to slice it up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Fingernail
catch-22.
Are you talking about painting?
Printers. That's why the 8x8 was such a sweet spot when they first came out with printers. They had 6x6 and then 8x8. That was such a sweet spot because if you think about it, how many people took your printer and printed something as big as what Jerry's doing? Hardly ever. You got an 8x8 inch cube. You know how long that's going to take to print the 8x8
Penny bag, you'd have to count there.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm just going to cut the knobs off and then glue it on.
You're gonna cut the badger's knobs off. That's not very nice.
Man, that's rough. Man, that's rough.
Yeah, that's real rough.
Hey, it's not
Poor
like
honey
it's
badger.
right.
The only thing I've ever used fingernail polishes is
James would be screaming now if he heard that.
Right. Just because you're married, Matt, doesn't mean that every model you do has to be, okay?
No, he's not married yet, Jason. The knobs are still there. Wait till he's married. That'll fix that.
When I paint eyes, I've used fingernail polish to seal the paint on my eyes. That's the only time
That's
I've
around
ever
about
used it.
60, I think.
See, you can. I mean, if you're wanting to paint with fingernail polish, I don't know why you'd want to do that. But as long as you prime, it doesn't matter whether it's FDM or resin.
Yeah, paint is paint.
So you printed out your Jamie,
Yes.
your Black Widow. That was on your 2K SE.
Yes.
No problems at all. Okay.
Everything.
Including the base, that base as well. The Eternals base as well. That's all to 2K.
Yeah, he's on the Mono SE.
So yeah, why would you bother really going any? If the 2K does that sort of detail, why worry about it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever tried any of that paint, Jamie? It's supposed to be the blackest paint in the world. It's blacker than black, and you shine a flashlight on it, it doesn't even reflect.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's expensive.
Yeah.
This is black. I mean, black.
Dark black. Yep.
I'm still trying to figure out what blacker than black is.
This guy took his whole garage. He
It
painted
absorbs the light.
with
It doesn't
his
reflect
paint
any
from
light
Japan.
whatsoever.
And then when he walked in his garage in this booth that he painted with a flashlight, he went in there, turned on the flashlight, and it didn't reflect up none of the walls. He was still in complete darkness.
It's
how
the
black it
same
is.
guy that did the mirroriest mirror paint and
Yeah.
the pinkest pink paint.
Yeah.
It's just it's expensive. It's
Yeah.
you know, for a small little bottle, probably like the same size as this Spastics bottle. I think it's like $40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I use Spastics in my airbrush, and until I discovered the pen, so now I try to use the pen more than I use my Spastick.
What they need to do is that paint has a tendency to flake. That blacker than black and so on, it has a high tendency to flake. If they can make the paint so it actually goes on and will not flake, probably every astronomer on the planet will want to buy it to line the inside of their telescopes to kill any glow
reflected light,
contrast
backscatter.
light. It actually gives you get better contrast in your scope if you flock the inside of your scope, and they often use a flocking material today. But if you can use that material, that paint could be painted on, and it will never flake and land on the optics. That would be the ideal solution. Every astronomer on the planet would want it. Even the professional telescopes will want to use it on their scopes.
Some people seem to think that when you paint a model that they don't need to prime it, and then best to my knowledge, you have to prime everything. Anything in this world that you want to paint, you have to prime it, or that paint may not bond properly.
You want the paint to stay on the object.
Everything has to be primed.
Well, not only
primer
that,
sticks to everything. Paint sticks to certain things. So.
Yeah, and the only difference between a primer and then regular paint is they have bonding agents added to the primer.
Thank you,
to
Brian.
ensure it sticks to whatever surface you put it on.
Yeah.
In certain colors, if you ever took red and tried to put it on white, you got to put 20 coats on. Where if you prime it, you only got to put one.
Yeah, here's a link to Liam's live stream tomorrow morning, guys. 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 a.m. Central Mountain.
Eastern, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Okay. There's a link right there.
We've been chatting for over a year, and he still doesn't know what region I'm in.
Yeah. Michigan time.
Michigan time, yeah. US East. Actually, you know, Michigan used to be Chicago time, Central. But during the Second World War, it was the Second or First World War, they changed it. So it actually used to be the same time zone as Chicago and like Central time. But it was modified.
What are you printing, Matt?
Dinosaur skeleton.
It's more a skeleton. Does it go to that other head that you have?
The Biceratops.
The Biceratops.
The Biceratops.
The Biceratops, yeah.
Missing horn.
Hey, my nephew still would like it, I believe.
Oh, John disagrees. John disagrees with you, Liam.
Sorry,
did you see that John disagrees with you?
That's okay.
He says upscale. Where'd it go? Upscaling because he disagrees about upscaling because pixel density on the display doesn't change.
It's true.
Well,
yes,
John,
but the resolution of the image will change. So the higher resolution of the screen will actually give you a better finish.
You see, John, just because you disagree doesn't make you right. Always check with Liam. He knows everything.
Imagine this: you take a VGA image, right, and it looks good, and you blow it up. It's all pixels, right? So if you have higher resolution, you can actually eliminate some of that by going higher resolution and upping your anti-aliasing in your resin printer. It will smoothen that out, which you won't get it with a lower resolution printer. It won't be able to do it as well.
There you go. Give him a snap, Liam. Give him a snap. There you go.
I prime in gray, white, or black.
Ooh, nice.
There are many different colors.
Yeah, this would be good.
Depends what your top coat's going to be, what color primer you should put under to make the top color pop.
Well, see, John, what I do is I print it, or whatever comes out, I filler primer it, and it hides everything, so I don't care.
It's all in how you look at it. It's all in how you look at it. You buy a shitty printer and you use the 20-foot rule. Looks awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Every one of
Thanks, Amanda.
Every one of Kieran's prints look great from my house.
Yeah, you can see them. Look, because they're a long way from you guys. They're looking perfect.
Oh, that's funny.
The 5,000-kilometer rule works wonders. Tripod. How did your get on this week with your contractors for your renovations? How'd they get on?
So you're talking about his electrical stuff?
No, literally got sorted. He got electrical sorted. He got his
you're
big
talking
100 amp breaker
about John. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw he got one slat wall up.
Was that up? Was that going up or going down? I wasn't sure.
It was.
He's making slow progress.
Well, I guess it depends on where he started, right?
So let me take a look at the castle here.
Primers.
A primer is different than all colors, pigments, and colored paint.
Would it make any difference if you colored your primer?
Cherry, this one with the yellow.
Well, they don't care about the color of primer because you're going to be covering it, right? It's
Kaivu. Oh, yeah.
Kaivu Max.
Yeah. I thought about to get the IDEX printer from them.
From who? Kaivu?
Kaivu, yeah.
Yeah, I messaged them about it, and they never got back with me.
Yeah, They started out really responsive, and over time they've changed. But some people have good luck with them because they reach out to them. Like John has good luck with them, a good relationship. Other people, they seem to be sporadic about dealing with other people. It is what it is.
I mean, what
That's
would
good.
be cool?
1/5 of the way.
An
That's good.
IDEX
Progress is
belt
progress.
Printer. An IDEX belt printer. That would be cool.
An IDEX belt printer.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Well, the only one hold up is most belt printers are Core XY, and that way you have to make a Midex belt printer.
No, you can make it a Core XZ.
Yeah. There's stuff you can do, but I don't know how good it'll be. But yeah, it would be nice to do a belt. That way then you could print 2 parts side by side. For production, an IDEX on a belt would be great because you could do 2 parts, and then the 2 parts would roll off, and you print 2 more, and it just keeps going and going. So it would actually double your production time. But the other way to do it, so it would be a good idea. Or the other option is to have 2 heads on the same rail, so they're fixed and they always move together. If you're doing production
Your
on a
space,
belt
your
printer.
space limited then, isn't it?
So it's not an
That's the way-
IDEX, it's a single extruder, or it works like a single extruder, but it only
It's a duplicator.
has 2 print heads on the
Yeah,
one
duplicator, yeah.
single rail. That would actually get the same effect.
That
For
would be one way
production.
to get a. That would be one way to get a really good resolution. Is they shouldn't have them belt printers the head on an angle. They should have it straight up and down. Have it print to 2 pieces, and then have the belt index, whatever the thickness of the part, and just keep doing that.
Actually, there is a new printer that's actually in Kickstarter right now, and it's a belt printer, and what it can do 45 degrees,
Or straight
or
up.
even orientated to 90 degrees, and you can print in that speed, but on a belt. Now, it's a single print head, but you actually print like a normal FDM Cartesian style printer.
What's the one that Justin's doing? Justin's
on a belt.
building one.
But if you're at 90 degrees on a belt printer, how do you print continuously?
No, it's
As
not.
you-
No,
It's a
See, the
single
idea-
print
production
moves, single
parts.
print moves.
Yeah.
That's the
I'm talking
idea.
for production
And-
parts.
And also, you must remember, when you're printing at 45 degrees, your print speed is slower. The reason
yeah.
why is you're always putting down a first layer
So the head has
Yeah.
to turn or something.
every single time. So it actually moves way slower for a long print. But if you can
So doing
if
it
you
vertically.
write that up, now you don't have to print at 45 degrees anymore, and you're just doing 1 first layer, and then you can speed up like you normally do in a printer, and that way then you'll have full print speed on the sides of the bed, and then it just rolls off the end, and a full print speed to the side of the bed, and it rolls off the end. So the new printer can actually do those too.
We need to just go beyond 3 axes.
We need 5
Axes.
axes. I agree.
Yeah,
Axes.
we need 5.
And
Axes.
also,
Hey, Lama, he's called the
the
bobbleheads now.
extruding motor, let it be stronger, you know?
Say that again?
The extruder motor, that it's going to be stronger so you can put a 10-kilo roll on it.
Well, you can do a 10-kilo roll on a normal NEMA 23 if you balance it on bearings, so it's very freely moving.
Yeah, but I don't want bearings.
Yeah.
I just want to put it on the roll.
Well,
that's
then you
deep down.
need to go to a NEMA 23.
Oh, well then you're
stepper motor.
fighting physics. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to go to
Okay.
NEMA 23
Yeah.
motor to pull it. And even
Yeah.
then, the filament, I mean, they have to be able to take the strain, and over time, the filament could break.
Yeah, check with Sam Prentice. He did that 10-kilo roll, didn't he? Sam ran off that, but he had a special spool for that.
Yeah, you put it on a spool holder that has bearings, so it moves super freely. There's no friction, and by
Yeah.
doing
Who's
that,
echoing?
then it will actually
I
a
know.
normal NEMA 23 will pull it. But if you want to do a non-bearing spool holder, you're going to need an awful lot of resistance because of the weight, especially at first for the first 5 kilos, and you're going to end up either damaging the stepper motor or damaging the gear system or
Yeah.
overheating the stepper motor or breaking the filament. So you'll need to go up to a NEMA 23 motor to have the torque to be able to do that.
But even
Or
he's still better off with bearings.
or a motorized spool holder.
Or a motorized spool holder where you have an arm
back tension,
that
with the back
when
tension
the
on it.
tension builds up, it rolls forward and then stops. So it
Yeah.
has kind of like a trigger system. that
Self-tensioning
really
one,
jumps
yeah.
itself. Yeah, it
Yeah,
jumps
idler-
forward.
an idler arm. An
Sorry?
idler arm.
Why not have
Yeah,
all
you put
that
it either
on
arm, but then you have it on a switch that activates the motor on and off.
Right, and the motor turns the spool because of the
Yeah,
weight.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, you
so
put
you're
an
not
encoder
straining
on
the
it, you get
filament,
really
and you're not
crazy.
straining the the extruder gears.
It's possible
Yeah.
to do. You just need to plan
Do
it
it.
out, and it does mean
Yeah.
more
Then
engineering.
your
to get it
spool holder's more high tech than the printer is just to feed it.
Yeah, but
no, it's
the
only-
spool
it's only-
holder needs to be plugged into the printer itself, so the printer can control the feeding
No,
mechanism.
you don't
Right,
need that. You don't need
No,
that.
you
You
don't
just
need
need to
that.
open and close a circuit. If
Yeah,
the
you can have
circuit
it
is
separate.
opened under tension, right? You have on most of those switches, you have always open or always closed. What you do is when it's under tension, it triggers it. It will roll forward, and when the pressure comes off that arm, the arm slacks down. It
And then
stops
rolls
moving.
back.
And that's
Takes
all
the
it does.
tension up,
It just opens,
Mm.
it turns on and off a circuit, and that circuit will make it move forward, and then it gets triggered to go off when the slack is removed. But a bearing is the cheapest way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way of doing it. Actually, I have bearings here I could do it with. These bearings here, these are ideal.
8023s, yeah.
These are not
Standard
23s,
bearings, yeah.
but these would work as well, because all you
Yeah.
want is free movement.
Yeah, all robotics and machines use encoders now, but the simplest way, many of them still use for tension control. They just use an idler arm.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
the
Just
web
pre-tension
gets tighter,
on,
it goes
slack
up, and
Yep.
it speeds and slows up the
Yep.
the stepper motor.
Just keeps that
You're
that
not
constant
getting more
slack. Yeah.
bones, no.
Yep.
The other
You're
thing
not
you
feeding
could
your
do
dogs. The boss doesn't need to feed them, Jerry. So they
Well-
come to eat you.
The other thing you could do is it'll take a little bit of math, but calculate the rotation speed based on the diameter of the filament, and you slowly speed it up as it moves in, because as you get closer to the center of the core, it has to rotate faster.
But
That's
that's
the other
gonna
way.
vary. That's gonna vary by the print model. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might as well just go with a sensor,
there's a lot of ways of doing
tension
it.
sensor. Yeah.
So any company who wants to build this machine, please send me one.
Look at that.
Well, old curmudgeon,
Well,
I say make a video
check
on
with
that.
Sam Prentice, Matt, because Sam had to build one for his 10 kilo spool.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah,
Mm.
but
Yeah,
it
check
shouldn't
on
be that
that.
hard. It's just an end stop. Is all you have to use is the end stop to open and close the circuit.
Look
Yeah,
good, Tim.
okay.
I think you're gaining wires there, Tim, aren't you? You've got more wires than when you started.
No, I'm just rewiring. Good to know this.
Take care,
Bruno.
Take care, Bruno. Thank you.
Bye,
Number of
Bruno.
ferrules.
See ya.
So this new board uses ferrules on a lot of their ends, which is great.
Yeah,
But
that was a bit.
Okay. Jason would shake his head, and this is a Jason moment when he said, "Now, do you want to know the easy way to do this?" Okay. I have been tracing all my wires back to make sure which one is which, instead of just looking at the diagram of this board.
Where it's actually labeled on the board. You mean the board labels?
Yeah. So yeah. See, Jason's shaking his head. You see?
Yeah, but I would have thought you'd have actually.
I'm on the last few wires, and I just realized I could just be looking at the diagram to figure out which plug is which.
This is
I
what
thought I taught you better than that, Tim.
No,
I'm disappointed.
Jason,
Instead
this
of
is
having
one
to
of
do the
those.
whole thing and trace them back.
I mean, they
Jason-
go through this expensive process of screen printing the PCBs when they manufacture them and put labels on them for some reason. Not too sure why.
I'm
Well,
not
no.
sure either.
Can't read these for the life of me, and these don't tell me which. Okay, this doesn't say left Z left right Z front left, etc. But the diagram on the rat rig like that.
Jason,
Yeah,
this is just one of those Timisms, is all it is.
I guess. I guess it's true. You can't teach an old dog new tricks,
Yep.
Oh well. Anyway,
or a very old dog, I guess, for that matter.
I'm very good at crimping those little.
See, they give you the
Fair
diagram,
enough.
Jason. They give you the diagram to make it idiot-proof, and you know what? You just go build better idiots. So what's the point?
You know,
Yeah.
You guys, I gotta run.
I don't have to admit these things.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Jamie.
Bye.
Thank you for coming
Bye
in,
for real
Jamie.
this time.
Bye.
Don't forget to
Yeah,
subscribe
thanks
to
for
my
the
channel.
showing us your model there.
Yeah.
They're outstanding.
I'm already subscribed.
Keep showing
Awesome.
those pictures.
Thanks, you guys. See
Have a
ya.
great
Take
night.
care.
Make us all feel inferior.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Jerry, post the link to Jamie's channel.
Yep. Let me go grab it.
People can subscribe.
Yeah.
I will be uploading this Thena video soon. So,
Cool.
yeah. All right. See you
Have a
guys.
good one.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, Jerry.
Bye.
Good night.
Yeah, guys, if you had like she does, you've seen her painting, but she does
Yeah.
videos and her painting is fantastic. So you should subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, I did last
It's
week.
really good stuff.
She does such an amazing job. I mean, trying to hold that
guys.
small brush of me just to do the small details. It'll be serious Joker makeup on the face. That's just crazy. The patience she
Hey
has.
Matt, you were talking about tension control. What I do down at work is I use Allen Bradley PLCRX logics, and when you want a real precise control drives or web or anything like that, then you have it run over a roller which has load cells on the end of it. Then you can take the mathematical calculations and
Straight into the
control it
PLC,
at
yeah.
any speed. Some of the machines go 1,200 feet a minute, and we have no problems controlling a splice from one
Hey
roll
Liam,
to
there's
another.
Old Curmudgeon has a question that you could probably answer for him.
Let me look. Sorry, I'm working on my stream for tomorrow.
Do you have a PC connected?
I do have do I have to have a PC connected to the unit so component project? Now, depending on Lightburn will not run on a Raspberry Pi. Okay, it does not run. But if you use Laser Gerbil, you can run that on a Pi, and you can therefore you can actually run it from there. If you want to use Lightburn, you have to run a PC, Mac or a Windows machine.
Yeah, I just
If
had
you're on a CNC or if you're on a CO2 laser, depending on the laser on which board is in it, like Jerry's board requires Jerry's board, you can run laser Gerbil on it, or you can run. Or on my board, because mine is a stock board that came with the K40.
I got a
I
30-foot
run
long
K40
USB
Whisper.
cable. I run from my PC into my room and just plug them in directly.
Now, in saying that, never let a laser run without you being there by it.
Or monitoring
In the
by
same room
camera
and
and
be
you're being really
available to you.
close. Yeah.
It's dangerous. It can start fires. So never leave. It's like anything like that, like a CNC or whatever. You never leave them on their own. You always have the ability to be able to monitor them continuously. And I don't mean monitor them while you're out at the bar watching them on your cell phone. You need to be in the room or being right by it where you can see it at all times. Because it's dangerous. They can start fires. Some lasers have safety features to monitor that, and they shut the laser off. Some do not. So if you're going to go that route, make your choice based on your safety features, but never ever leave it alone. It's just too dangerous.
The Louisiana
The
hobby
Nicky
guy.
dialer, they never leave them alone. You need to be in the room.
Here's a link to Jamie's channel right here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Unfortunately, Amanda, math plays a big role in this hobby, be it upscaling, tolerances, layer height. It's amazing how much math you have to do calculating to get into this 3D printing and laser hobby. It's insane.
I feel
And materials
I've got
too.
a calculator beside me all the time,
Yeah.
and the calipers and scaling all the time.
Yep.
And-
Shrinkage factors, expansion factors of different
Exactly,
materials.
especially for when you're looking at these print and place models. Where are we? Print and place models for hinge requirements for these sort of things. You got to make sure you actually got enough space. How much do you got to scale it to get your hinges to clear it? Yeah, maths has a big role in this model, unfortunately.
Somebody loves clock spring.
I feel your pain.
Yes, I do. I am a clock spring fan.
Yeah, I feel your pain, Amanda. I've never liked math all the way through school. I only got into math when I got more and more into astronomy because math made sense. Because math in school never made sense for me. But yeah, but you have to have some understanding because it'll come back to bite you if you don't.
Yep.
See, Amanda says blah math. I say blah stars. So
That's okay. I'm cool with that.
Cooking myth? Who's cooking myth?
you need math for that
You
too.
need math to
And
do that.
chemistry.
Yeah. Very important. Very important.
It's
Yeah.
even more important there than it would be in 3D printing.
Yep.
Yeah, your
Allegedly,
calculations of your chemical
you
mixture.
wouldn't know. You wouldn't have any personal experience. So allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, but like in chemistry, your titrations you need to work on when you calculate when you're doing your chemical mixtures for that. Yeah, you need to be spot on in your own stuff. So, and that's just speaking to someone who likes chemistry. So,
You just don't get repeat customers, Liam. It's not really that much of a problem. They don't come back and complain.
Yeah, that is the problem. Where's your business model then? Come on, guys. Yeah, it's just chemistry.
Oh,
So
dear.
titration is important. You know that, Amanda, that getting your measurements for your chemicals correct.
Yeah.
I never wanted titrations. I mean, that just sounds nasty. I mean, ugh.
Who knows what titrations are is the question. and probably Amanda too.
Unfortunately, I do as well.
Yeah. So they're important for the chemical mixtures, you know. So
Stuff
there's
you
a
don't
little
want to
bit of
remember
math
after going
even
to
in
school.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Sure, even doctors have to do math for biology, right?
Hey Google, what are titration? What?
Say that louder.
was-
My
I didn't
Google
mean it.
will answer you.
Oh, you remember? I was trying to think of that movie. It was excellent.
Here's
Very
the
addictive.
answer. Hey,
Breaking
Google, what are
Breaking Bad, when the teacher started making meth, that was awesome.
Oh, I've got
That's what
Llama's
we're all on
favorite
about.
thing right here.
Dixon,
Yeah.
we're all on about Breaking Bad. This is the whole thing.
Years ago, that was so addictive to watch.
Candy
the next
corn.
one.
Llama, big bag.
Doesn't Llama like candy corn?
Are you listening to this? Google is
Chicken
telling you
feed.
what a titration is.
I can't chew them. I got to kind of suck on them.
Well,
don't have candy
your
corn down
personal
here,
life
so we're
is
lucky.
That's what Jerry said.
You pay extra for them to take the teeth out, I'm told, Jason.
I like that.
They charge more.
15.
Teachers are underpaid and they all need a raise. That's one thing.
And that's
I will
what he
say.
shoe off.
'Cause without
No,
teachers,
no,
we wouldn't be where we are. in life.
Tripod can count to 16. Do it correctly, John. It's 16 you can count
No,
to.
he's married. He can only count to 15.
No, I'm talking about
16
his.
is in his wife's handbag.
I'm talking about his crutch, Liam. That makes 16.
As long as I got a foot, I can count like Ernest T. Bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ernest T. Bass on Andy Griffith.
Oh,
You know, talking about stale, when I buy crackers at the store, buy name brand, don't buy Great Value brand from Walmart because they taste stale. And my wife mentioned the other day she had some soup or something, and she thought the same thing. The Great Value brand, they taste really stale. It's like Dolly Madison. They went out of business and they came back, and you buy their products, they like the Twinkies or whatever, they all taste stale. They taste like they've been sitting around for years. So I don't know what the deal is with a lot of their products.
That's just the normal taste of a Twinkie.
Yeah, it was sitting around for years.
Now, today, or a million years from now, it'll taste the same.
It'll taste
Well,
the same.
it's been said that cockroaches and Twinkies will survive nuclear holocaust.
Yeah.
Yep. Until the roaches eat the Twinkie, then they'll all
But then
die
the
out.
roaches eat well, no,
Yeah, we've all
roaches
seen
have better.
Wally, so
You know,
yes, we
Jason,
understand.
Roaches have better
already.
taste.
What was the
They
name of the
won't eat
zombie
Twinkies.
movie? Woody Harrelson was hunting down a Twinkie truck and finally found one.
They ought to make giant Twinkies, take the filling out, and stick people in there, and they'll last forever.
Kid
Hello,
Cam, here
hello,
we
baby
go.
Jason, mini Jason.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, we see the smart ones in the room, Jason.
Yes.
Hello.
I bet you she knows what
So which one is your
Petra,
printer?
lichens, whatever those things were.
Titrations.
That's what I
Do you have a
said.
printer?
That's what she said.
What's Daddy
Oh,
printing
she's
you
all
right now? Is
trying
Daddy
now.
She
making
doesn't
you
have.
anything?
She doesn't have a printer. She has toys.
Okay.
But the machines, the printers make her toys.
That's cool.
Have you found all the unicorns that you moved, Jason? You got all the unicorns back?
No, I still have one or two for the other kids, the needy kids.
You got to have him make you one of these right here. She would like that. To play
Did
with
you
one
just
of
say you're
these
not funny,
alligators.
Jason?
Oh, she likes her the little flexibles that she has, little cats
Yeah, the
and
kids love them things.
lizards and stuff. Which robot is yours? Is it that one?
No.
No. Which one is yours?
It's in my room.
Oh, it's in your room.
In your
Okay.
room.
Cool.
Something else I'm missing that I haven't noticed yet.
It must have been a very small one then.
Spider.
Oh no. Well, she's telling me that it's time for me to go downstairs, so
Dinner
it's time for
time,
me
is
to
it?
go. Or time to play, or both. I don't know. Depends on what we're playing. If we're playing food, then we're playing with food.
I have to show you what we're doing downstairs.
Oh, you need to show me. Okay.
Show and tell. Show and tell time.
Everybody.
And we have to hurry. Okay. Well, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Nice
We'll
meeting
see
you.
you guys.
Appreciate it.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Cutie.
Oh, I gotta go.
We
eat
know who's the
too.
boss in that household.
Yeah, his daughter.
Oh yeah, she rules the roost, I think.
I
Which
gotta
is
leave
good.
you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here in a second.
I gotta
Matt,
eat.
1 second. We'll just take off. It's been a little over. It's been 3 hours. That's good enough. I don't have to run 4 hours today.
No, it's been a good day. Been a fun-filled day.
It's a lot of fun.
I've given Tim some good hints. A new hint for Tim, so that's good.
Yeah.
So Tim learned.
And I get
Appreciate
to
everybody
redo all
here
my
for
wiring.
coming.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody in chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $10, Bruno. I appreciate that on PayPal. And everybody have a great week. And remember, come back Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. Loyal Moses will be on as my special guest Tuesday night, 6 p.m. So please come back and check that out. It'll be a fun hour with Loyal. So,
Should
and
be
check them out
interesting.
over on Twitch. And tomorrow morning, Astro Printer at
Yep.
8 o'clock Pacific, my time, 11 o'clock his time. Central.
11 a.m. Yeah, I'll be
He's,
doing the live unboxing of the Congro Robo CNC machine.
Cool.
And
I'll make sure I
Tim next
set my
week as
alarm
well.
to get up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day and a happy resin printing. And I'll see you back Tuesday. And like I say, go check out Astro Printer tomorrow.
Stay safe, guys.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Later.